Shop Chop. It's your boy Jay. Instagram is JLuna_the barber and is DA.
Nice. What up, y'all? My name is Barber Epi, known as Jeremy as well, my original name, but you can find me on Instagram under Barber Epi. There you go.
I'm I'm Isaiah Z. You can find me 773 Z the Barber.
What up, everybody? This is Trace. You can find me on the Instagram. Hold on, cut that shit out, bro.
Go.
Shit. What up, everybody? This is Trace. You can find me on Instagram under Trace_is. Welcome to today's podcast.
Yo, what's going on? It's Jesse. I'm like the only barber that don't cut hair. Well, y'all can find me on Instagram under Jesse_Olan.
He's trying to get the ladies.
Yeah,
The
for
barber-
sure, for
IG
sure,
for
for
The
sure.
barber that's not a barber.
The barber that's not the barber.
Exactly.
Hey, this is sponsored by Leroy Avenue. Barbers of Leroy Avenue.
Thank you, Leroy, for the sponsorship
Was it
today.
6136 West Belmont.
Yeah. All right, so let's start this off real fast. Jesse, got any questions for the barber, being the barber that's not the barber?
Well, I want to do a shout out to Isaiah, new barber in the making.
Let's go.
What up, Isaiah?
New barber in the making.
So since you're a new barber in the making,
Yeah.
how does it feel to start off?
At first, it was intimidating because I surrounded myself by great barbers, and off the back, that's like, man, it's like, will I ever get there? But you just got to keep going, and you'll get better.
Yeah.
So
Discipline. It's all about the discipline.
It's inspiring to see all that, and
Any shout outs to your teachers?
man, everyone in the shop. But I like to say shout out to Jordan because, man, like if we're really being honest, without Jordan, I wouldn't have relationships with any other the other barbers. You know?
Thorough. You hear that? It's
Damn,
thorough.
that's crazy.
Yeah, we
It's
have
thorough.
relationships.
It's true,
That's
though.
crazy.
Hey, by the way, all right. So before we even start off, we're gonna give a little insight of how we met Isaiah. So
Yeah.
obviously Isaiah was Leroy's first, right?
Originally, Isaiah was Leroy's client.
Okay, Isaiah was Leroy's
Correct.
first, and then went off to get a haircut by Trace.
Yeah.
How long was he with you?
Shit, man. How long were you with me?
I would say like, bro, like my whole junior year.
Yeah, I was
I
gonna
wanna
say it's
say-
probably like the tail end of high school for
I
him.
didn't know. He
Okay,
said
so
that.
about
I don't remember
about
that.
two, 3
Mhm.
years,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
2-3 years. All right. Then Isaiah leaves off.
And then it was
He
him
goes
bouncing
starts a new
bouncing
life.
back
I went
and
to
forth to Arizona.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
went to Arizona. And then how did he end up with me? Did you give him to me or did he just book with me?
Did you give?
So I came back for a vacation, and Nick told me, he was like, "Hey, Trace is booked,"
Yeah.
and I was like, who's open?" And then he was like, "Jordan." So I was like, I guess I'm going to Jordan.
All right. So boom, I get Isaiah. Start cutting him up. He was going back and forth from Arizona, so it's like once in a while. We're talking about like once every other month, maybe 2 months, or whenever he would come.
Yeah.
All right. Then we moved over to the new shop when we were getting remodeled. This is when we had the back room,
For the smaller shops.
smaller shop, right?
Smaller shop.
Smaller shop.
Private
And you know
studio.
I don't know,
back.
because a lot of people say the new shop is the old
Yeah,
shop.
the new shop is the old shop. The old shop is the new shop. I don't know. It's
Right.
confusing. Anyways,
We're
we go
talking
to
about the back room
the back room.
when we had the back room.
when we had the
Okay.
vibe. All right. So that's when I was doing the late night cuts. He ends up booking one. I'm like, fuck it, let's do it. It was just legit, just me and him vibing, listening to music. We start chopping it up, bro. We get deep into it. Like for real. We get personal level. Our bond from that point on just grew. And then
which is why
which
We
is
are
why
barbers.
we are barbers. Right? Exactly. So we get super deep into it, and I asked him a legit question. I'm like, bro, what do you want to do? Like, you're young, bro. Take advantage of this shit. And he stuck for a moment, and he was like, I don't know. He was like, I kind of want to cut hair. It was from that point on, I was like, start coming.
All right.
I was
so
like,
now,
show up.
now that you say that though, which is actually brings us up to a good point, is we were there at one point. We were
All
Isaiah.
of us was
So it's like,
definitely there at one
It'll
point.
be cool to let the people know what made you want to become a barber.
But I feel
Or
like
any of us.
everybody's story is different at the same time.
100%.
Not everybody had that
That
person to
same-
fall back on to
No,
learn
for sure.
the craft off of that.
But what I'm saying is like, what is it that led you?
So let's
to be a
elaborate
barber?
on that.
Let's do it.
Go.
That's what the people
Go.
want to know.
You
What,
gonna start
what,
it off?
what made
Alright.
you be a barber?
All right. So when I was in high school, I started cutting hair just because I like to
back.
be fresh.
Straight back.
Yeah, straight back. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Michael and Walter, right? That know that story. Inside joke. But when I was in high school, I was like, man, I always want to be fresh. Like, I feel like back then it was a specific like type of fresh that you had to be to fit into a Chicago public school.
Yeah.
Because I feel like Chicago public schools were very like strict in the what you wear, how you look,
100%,
which kind
100%.
of sucked because like
Yeah,
it-
100%.
that didn't define you,
had to
but you
have
felt
you had to have
You-
that Chicago style.
You had that pressure.
you had the
that
pressure.
silent
Of,
pressure.
that's what defines you as a cool person.
Yeah, I feel that.
So then that led to like at the barbershop when I would get a haircut, like, hey man, like I would like to learn at least to line myself up. So it started with the blade, it started with the brush, using crappy clippers. And I actually started on my brother, which we had some rusted wall clippers. I think I had like 3 clips and they were like 2 sizes in between each other. So I would give him
1, 3, and 7.
shout out to my brother. I would give him an even number and line him up with the same clipper.
Hell yeah, I think we were all there at that point. I didn't even know the difference between a clipper or a
A
trimmer.
liner, that
For
didn't
real,
exist.
dude.
So then after that happened, fast forward a little bit, you know, I started going to this barbershop with this guy. Shout out to Hector, right? Let's give shout outs to those who like helped us out.
Inspired us.
Let's remember where we came from. So Hector's was on Fullerton and Maplewood. We were going to attending the same church. He actually gave me my first real wall clipper, which was a senior, which
that's
is why
love.
I'm stuck on the senior.
Yeah, that's love.
But so anyways, that started from there. And after that, I felt like I was unstoppable because I'm like, I know a little bit. I improved my haircut. So now I'm like, I got a real clipper. Nothing can stop me.
Yeah.
So it went
It
from
boosted that
there.
confidence.
Yeah.
So it started like showing up to the barbershop like Isaiah's doing. So at that point, I feel I can relate to, hey, I'm going to go to the shop. I'm going to mingle around. I'm like, I was the gopher boy. Hey, can you go to the store for this? Can you go for that? Can you go for the towel? So
Isaiah.
you feel like you got to earn your stripes. You know what I mean? When you're placed in that position.
Yeah, you're a prospect.
So you're a prospect. So then after that, I'm just fast forwarding a little bit because if not, we'll be here all day with my long story short. you know? So I started cutting there. I got an opportunity with the lining. Barbers went on vacation. I got that opportunity. When they came back, I was salty because I got a taste of what it was.
To be a barber.
But fun fact, what started me as a barber was because I wanted to attend music school, but we couldn't afford music school. My mom was a single mom trying to like give us so much,
Right.
but school wasn't able to be afforded. So then I was like, you know what? Let me go make some side money. Cut hair, I'll save up. And when I saw the money coming in,
You were like, no, I'm sticking to the money.
It's hard to step away.
yeah, it
It's
was
hard-
hard
it's
to step
definitely hard to
away
step
because
away.
it was cash flow every day. Like you're getting cash in your hands. I didn't have to wait for a paycheck.
Can I ask you something?
Yeah.
Do you feel like because of that cash flow that it's hard to step away from barbering and chase another career that maybe you once had a dream of?
100%.
For sure. Because
100%.
when you're used to cash every day, you're like, I gotta wait
And
every
it's-
other week
and it
for a
could be
paycheck.
good money.
It's great
Let's be
money.
real.
Shout out to every barber hustling out there because
Yeah.
That shit ain't easy.
people underestimate.
It's
All,
not.
all you do is stand up and cut hair, but
Nah.
we put in 12 to 17 hours sometimes,
Yeah.
which 17 hours sounds exaggerated, but those who know holidays,
Yeah.
we're up there on our feet.
Holidays, I think I did more.
What, 17 more than
More than
17 hours?
17 hours.
Well, what was it? We showed up at 6 a.m. and left
No.
at 2 one day.
Yeah.
That's hard.
Dude,
That's
it
rough.
was that one time when we did like almost 20 hours straight.
20 hours straight.
Yeah.
Yep,
My knees were
nonstop.
buckling.
Bro, my back.
You go home. And,
Was
it
no
felt
back.
like you
Spinal.
go home and felt like a
I
man.
had no
boy-
back that day, bro.
That boy-
That shit was it.
Scoliosis that day.
Spinal. Spinal. I broke my back.
Man, bro. So I mean, yeah, that's how I'm here now because of that. I'm here because I needed money. I saw the cash flow, and it was 2007. And like I always say, 2024, the rest is history.
Yeah.
And this is where we're at today.
There you
Yeah.
go, baby. It's only one way. How about you, Jay?
I felt that. Basically, I started barbering due to my barber's not responding, bro.
Hey, but let's talk about
Yeah,
that
yeah,
too,
that's
though.
big.
It's
That's
nothing.
big.
Hey.
It's nothing against them because now that I'm a barber, I honestly understand why. Like you're juggling a lot. People think you're a barber and you're just a barber, but in fact you're a barber. Some people got families. Some people got a household they got to come to. Some people are just juggling with life in general. Like, bro, a lot on your plate. So now that I'm a barber and I got those things on my plate, it's like, okay, now I understand that. And it's nothing to my clients that text me, but it's like sometimes I'll look at it and make a mental note. Okay, I'm gonna reply. When I look at it, let me finish this cut.
Yep.
But you're so
Mhm.
deep into cutting, rotation, next person, come on, you're talking.
And then when your text messages come in, that person that you saw,
you just got
it
pushed
just
down.
pushed down,
It
and
just
you don't
got
even
pushed
see
down.
it.
Yeah.
But
anymore.
what about the mental exhaustion where sometimes you feel like you don't even someone asks you like, hey man, can I get in on Thursday? And you got nothing open on Thursday.
Yeah, that's
But
a
then
tough
And
one.
you're just so tired, bro. Where it's like you don't even feel like you want to respond to because you're like, man, I'm tired of telling people I don't got time.
Facts. Or because they won't understand
They
Yeah.
won't
when
understand.
you
won't
say,
I think that's
"Hey,
the
I don't
biggest
have
thing.
time," because they take it personal. I
They
feel
take-
like it's
definitely
not
take it personal.
personal, but it's just I'm tired. I don't know how to tell them no,
You're one man in
Yeah,
1,000 people
and then
out there,
you're
bro.
the bad guy.
I think
the
that
bad guy.
comes into work-life balance though.
But then,
my work-life balance, I'm gonna admit, sucks.
Oh, I
no,
think
for sure. I think
ev-
as barbers we are.
yeah, dude.
My
I
work-life
think that's
balance
something that we can
sucks.
all have in common for sure.
But the problem is that people think we have all the time in the world because
Yeah.
you're a barber, you make your own schedule.
It's tough.
But if we're not disciplined to come in at 7 a.m.,
Yeah, then you got no
we're
time
not
with your
getting
family.
paid. So then we also have to be disciplined
Enough
to
to
say,
have-
hey, I need to go home because I got my girlfriend, my fiance, my wife waiting for me that I haven't seen.
and I think it's crazy that someone's like, hey man, can I get a 7 a.m. slot on Saturday? And you're like, man, you know, I don't got time. They're like, all right, that's cool. But then they're going to seek somebody else who has a 7 a.m. slot on that Saturday. So now you feel obligated, like, damn, dude, if I'm not going to show up at 7 a.m., then this dude's going to sit in the next person's chair. And I think that's the hustle that comes out of it.
And then
Yeah.
you're like, well, I could do 6:30 in the morning when you don't even want to do 6:30 in the
No,
morning.
but it puts that pressure.
Instantly
on you.
regret.
But that,
It's
that,
a- it's
that-
a
yeah,
regret.
instant
You wake up
regret.
at you wake up at
Why do
5
I
and you're
do
like,
this?
yeah,
Like, why do I always do this to myself?
exactly. Every time. You're
Never
like, damn,
fails.
dude.
Yeah, but-
some people get mad, but some people that if you can't fit them in, some people get mad. But the people that like really understand you guys, understand what you guys do,
Which there's a lot
are
of
the
people out
ones
there.
that understand and don't get mad.
Yeah,
There's a
well,
lot
I
of
mean,
people-
obviously, we're not
100%.
bashing. Like, it's just
No.
hard for people to understand
No.
because they need to do something and they need to go somewhere. So in their mind,
I
they're
mean,
like,
your witness, I waited 8 hours for a haircut.
yeah, that's
he
pretty
definitely
savage
did.
of you to
Honestly,
wait 8
but it
hours
was-
for
it
your
wasn't-
appointment.
shout out to the
wasn't
clients that
only
wait.
for the haircut though.
It
It's to
wasn't.
come, chill, talk. You know what I'm saying?
And
But
if you
those are
didn't,
people that understand you.
But you know
not
what?
for nothing.
But the
Not
thing,
for nothing. I want to say this. There's a difference between between a client that just calls and be like, hey, look, I need this slot. And there's a difference between clients like him. Like if he needs a haircut and if it's important, right? And let's say we're all booked. He comes with his shop. Hey, have y'all ate? I need some food. Like
Yeah.
that goes a long way. Not saying that's how you get your way in. Like, oh, you gotta cater to us, but that goes a long way because
But
most
you
of the
show-
time we're drained of energy because one, we haven't ate, we haven't stepped out to get something to drink, and we just been nonstop.
Bro,
autopilot.
even like using the restroom for a minute, legit 60 seconds, backs you up so long.
it feels crucial.
100%.
It
Facts.
feels crucial at the
100%.
time. Yeah, dude.
But that's-
No, but I understand because I work long hours too. I don't do what you guys do, but I understand. So that's why I always ask you guys, like, yo, what do you guys need? Y'all thirsty? Y'all hungry? You know what I'm saying?
And that's what we take into consideration
100%.
because and again, it's not that you have to, but it's
it means
what's
a lot.
behind.
Yeah, it's
I do
asking-
it because I want to.
Yeah, but it's behind asking, like, hey
it's the
man, can you
principle.
fit
It's
me
the
in?
principle.
So not that we feel obligated, but it's just like, yo, man, like he's really looking out for me as like my boy.
And you
But
definitely
because
want to pay that back. Though.
some people don't understand. Hey, yo, I'm like, hey man, I'm tired already, bro. I'm sorry. Come on, man, just one more. So
No,
and
my thing
from
is
the
this when they
client's
say-
hold on, the client's perspective is just one more. But to me, is one more to the 17, 18 people that I've already cut.
Exactly.
And then it's
that's the
like,
people
it's gonna be
that-
quick.
Yep.
It's gonna be quick.
for you.
It's gonna be
You're
a quick
sitting
line.
down. You're
Right.
sitting down. It's quick for
100%.
you.
But that last one will be the longest haircut of the day.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
And then you tell yourself again, why did I do this to myself?
Yeah.
Just like you did that 6:30 in the morning.
Dude, every time, dude, it's a revolving door.
yeah. So
Circles.
back to
Chuck
the
Norris
main
did.
main question.
Yeah, 100%.
Why did I start barbering? So again, my barbers weren't replying, right? So I'm like, all right, I want to learn how to cut hair, but only to cut my hair. Like obviously I need to learn on someone else, but I want to learn just to cut my hair. So I ended up getting two people. Shout out to Bulla, shout out to my uncle. And I had to bribe my uncle to let me cut his hair. So I told him, I'm like, look,
How you pay the client to cut that client's hair?
legit, I had to bribe him. So I'm like, look, let me cut hair. Let me cut your hair. And he's like, nah, you're gonna fuck me up. And I'm like, no, for real. Let me cut. I think I could do a good job. Mind you, I ain't know shit, but it worked out.
You gotta fake it till you make it.
I gotta
Yeah.
fake it till you make it.
Or
I'm like,
faith
bro,
it
I got
till you make
this. I got this. I ordered the clippers and everything. I got this. And he's like, all right, no, I'm not doing it. I'm like, look, if I fuck your haircut up, we shave it bald, wait a week, because he was getting a 1 and a high fade. I'm like, you can't really fuck that up, right?
Yeah,
Nah.
I'm
That's
like,
like probably the easiest. like-
yeah. So I'm like, look, we'll shave it bald, we'll wait a week, and I'll pay for your next 3 haircuts if I fuck up. And he thought about it. And I was like, I'm like, man, he's taking too long. He's gonna say no. So I'm like, look, all right, I'll pay your next 3 haircuts. And if I do learn how to cut hair, I'll never charge you ever again. I'm like, you'll get free haircuts for life as long as I'm a barber. And he's like, all right, fuck it, but you got to do it right now. Let's go. And I was like, oh shit, okay, this is for real.
Yeah, no
Bro,
practice,
bro,
no
no
time to think about it.
practice,
Let's go.
No videos. I was just like, shit, okay, we're
Don't
doing
write
this
in.
right now. So then I started cutting them up. And then once I started getting better, right? Mind you, my haircuts in the beginning were like 2 hours long, bro. I'm not, I give
For
Isaiah
a
shit.
1 in the fade. And
Hey.
how long you take now though on a 1 in the fade?
1 in the face, 15 minutes, bro.
15-minute
It's
haircut, in
crazy.
and out.
In and out. But I give Isaiah shit, but I was once that barber. But you see the difference between me and
I could vouch for
Isaiah.
that.
Shut
I
the
could
fuck up.
vouch for that.
Shut the fuck up. The difference between me and Isaiah, I never had nobody that was like, hey, no, you got to pick up on time. So I put that
Sure.
pressure on Isaiah just to get him to that point where it's like, all right, I got to pick up on time. It's like basically instilling those things in him from the jump. Like that he never has to go through the shit that we had to go through in the
And
beginning.
now check this out. Let's put a pin in that. Going back, let's say not a generation, but right, probably damn near a generation to like when I started, you ordered clippers on Amazon because you're like, these are the hitters.
No,
Going
I
back,
didn't even know what they
but I'm saying, but like you were able to even research, right? Like, oh,
yeah,
what's a good clipper?
100%.
When I started,
YouTube,
I
shout
had
out
a
YouTube.
Conair liner.
Hey, did
Oh,
you have
yeah.
the clippers, the wall clippers you used to get at Walmart with all the different color guards?
Yeah,
That was my first pair too.
And
Yeah.
the cable was so thin. My trimmer was a Conair like trimmer that had clips and guards on it.
Jesus.
And I would try fading up with that. So it's just like, it's crazy how times change. And when you start learning from one point and as time evolves, you're just like,
You evolve.
you look at it like, man, I wish
Mhm.
I started now
Yeah.
because
100%.
everything would be so different.
Yeah.
But then now is when you tell, like you said, you tell Isaiah, when I mentioned to somebody else, say, hey man, do this because I didn't have this.
Right.
Right now you're
It's
like, hey
that
Isaiah,
guidance, bro. It's
do
that
this
guidance.
because I didn't have this.
Yeah.
So it's like we got to taking advantage of what's in front of you, not just the barbers, but also like even things like Amazon,
Amazon.
you know,
Instagram.
Instagram, like everything, reels. You can learn how to cut off reels.
Yeah, 100%.
You know what I mean? Like
those
there's
little tips go a long way.
enhancement. There's a lot of enhancement right now that'll
Yeah.
help you like just perfect because you're learning like, okay, this
Perfect
is
the
not even.
imperfections.
Yeah.
Exactly. You know, but we'll talk about enhancement on another day. That's a whole nother topic.
Yeah, that's a
You
long
know?
topic right there.
Yeah, that's a feisty topic right there.
But you were saying when you said,
Oh yeah,
um,
but that's basically what got me in the industry is obviously the barber's not replying. And I had great barbers. Shout out Eddie, shout out Gio. They had great barbers.
Hey, shout out
But-
Gio.
Shout out Gio, yeah.
What's up with that hatch, baby? Where it at?
And they're great barbers. But now looking at it, being great barbers and seeing how they were booked, it's like now I understand why you guys weren't replying. It's like, bro, I'm packed. And back then there was no Booksy. You couldn't book an appointment. You had a
I don't even think appointment existed at the time.
no, you had to
No.
call, text,
Yeah.
hey,
That's
can
a
you
big difference
can you
between
fit me
today
in?
and-
Exactly.
One time for story for Gio real quick. I was still in high school actually. I went for a haircut, bro. I didn't leave till like midnight. And it was just because I was there chilling, just waiting. Like, all right, at some point he's gonna cut my hair. I hope. Shit.
Oh,
It
yeah.
was-
next?
It was a
Am I
Thursday
next?
too. I'm like, I just want to be fresh for Friday. It's about to be Friday. I
I was
want
playing
a
double
haircut.
dutch in the waiting chair, like
Yep, just waiting. Like, do I
Me?
get
Me?
up? No. Go ahead. You good. Don't worry about it. So yeah, I started off like that. And even I want to say, even after learning, right? I started cutting up a couple of my guys, even after learning how to cut hair and getting by. I didn't even want to get in the industry. I didn't want to be a barber. I didn't want to cut at a barbershop. I just wanted to cut my guys and call it a day. And it
But
wasn't
what was it for the money or just because you like thought it was fun to do?
both. Because at the time, sounds crazy, but I was doing house cuts for $10.
Dang, you
No,
offered
it's
me now.
crazy.
You're
No,
insulting
it's
me,
crazy.
bro.
I used to do house calls, 15, 20 minutes away easily for no money.
What
Nah, that's-
in
I
the
would show
beginning,
up for free.
in the
just because
beginning,
I
it was
so
like
thirsty.
that. In the beginning, it was like that. I would go to my best friend's house and be like, "Look, I'm not gonna charge you. Just let me cut you up." And we had the same barber, so he was having the same issue. He didn't have a barber to cut him up when he
and we
texted.
go back to how times are different because now Isaiah's like, hey, can I come cut my friend at a shop? So he's not working there yet, but he's having the full experience.
Correct.
So when
Of-
he gets
of
a
being in the
chair,
shop.
Bro, do you
it's-
know how
it's so
difficult
easy.
it is to cut hair when shitty lighting?
dude, I used to use a cape. I used to use a garbage bag
Same. I got
As a
pictures on my
cape,
phone.
on the porch with a light, a stand-up light that had
And
no
if the
light.
house was
It probably
hot,
made it worse.
if the house was
Shit.
hot, that
I
hair
used to not
was
even have a
sticking.
cape. I just tell them to take their shirt off, bro. Not on some weird shit. I'm not even lying,
No,
bro.
it's just,
Man, that's
hey, you
for
don't want your
real.
shirt to get
That's-
dirty.
We be in the
That's
garage,
itchy.
dude.
That's
Everything.
Hey, and how about when it's hot?
Oh, it's,
All
it
right, let's talk
sucks.
about the
Hey.
chair you had. What chair did you even
Shit,
use?
whatever
Kitchen
chair we
chair.
had right there.
Yeah,
kitchen
kitchen
chair,
chair.
bro.
all day
The
kitchen
plastic,
chair.
plastic lawn
100%.
chairs.
So
The
yeah,
legs are shaking.
it wasn't until I didn't want to be a barber, but whatever. Fast forward, I'm already cutting hair for almost a year, like practicing on my people, cutting them up, getting $10 a cut, whatever. I ended up losing my full-time job. I got laid off. Owner sold the company, whatever. Fast forward, and it wasn't until Jeremy hit me up.
funny, man.
It's funny how it works, right? So Jeremy hits me up and he's like, man, I own a barbershop. My brother's been telling me you cut hair. You want to stop by and talk to me? I'm like, fuck it, why not? I ain't got shit better to do. I ain't working right now. I'm like, yeah, I'll show up. What time you want me to show up? So he's like, I think it was like noon. He was like, show up at noon. I'm like, all right, cool. I told my girl, I'm like, yeah, a barber hit me up to work at a shop. She just like gave me that look like, nigga, you're not a real barber. So I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna do it. I go chop it up with him. And bro, honestly, if it wasn't for his vibe and the fact that his shop was so small,
No.
Not
I
in that
like
way.
that. I like that.
it was
I like that.
it was
It's-
more on a personal
Shout out
level
to Epi's
shop.
Classics.
Yeah, Epi's Classic
Eh,
Barbershop,
yeah,
man.
exactly.
2018.
And it wasn't if it wasn't for the talk that he had with me and the vibe that I was like, low key, I like this. Like, this is calm. And I'm more of a calm collective. Like, I don't like loud music like that. I don't like too much going on because I bro, over focus. So I'm like, all right, cool. He's like, man, come tomorrow, bring some of your people just to like fill it out. And I'm like, all right, cool. Bro, I did that and I just never left.
That's fire.
Legit. And
I
like
never left.
the rest is history.
The
again.
rest is history. It just built me. Like I just started getting better and better and better and better.
I remember
and
the
better.
first time I met Jordan.
What
He's
was
like,
it?
He's like, hey guys, I locked myself out the
When I
shop.
locked myself out the shop. And I had
Oh,
to
he
come
came
with
to
you
get
guys.
the
Yeah.
AC. That AC feels fire.
He's like,
man.
Hell
AC
yeah,
feels
dude.
fire.
Because
He
at the
said,
time we were working at Leroy's,
he said,
started under
on the-
construction. All we had was that one little window unit. You'd be hot,
Bro.
there, dude.
Hey, I
I'm
remember he
talking
said on the
hot.
futon, he was like, this AC's fire.
He said, man, can I just chill here for a little bit?
Oh, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, because I felt a little awkward. So I was like, I don't want to just show up, grab the key and dip. So I was like, all right, let me chill for a couple minutes. And I was like, all right, yeah.
Shout out to Leroy for giving you a key. Anyways.
Hey,
Well,
yeah,
no, that
for
was
real, dude.
the key was for when I had still worked there. I just forgot to get it. So it's funny how like when you look at something like, thank God he had it still.
dude.
Yeah.
And that you were so close.
That I was across the street. They
Literally, dude.
Yeah, that was fire.
That was
100%.
I like this, man. But it's cool to get every barber's like perspective
Yeah.
from like the veteran barbers to like the beginning barber,
the new school,
the new school,
age barbers.
and from a client that just obviously a friend that's just like, yo, I'm invested. Like Jesse probably knows everything that goes on in the shop.
100%.
If
Jess-
it's not through
Jesse
Trace,
done been
if
to
it's
the
not
shop
through Jordan,
almost every day. I remember when Jess was coming to the shop every day faithfully
yeah, he
just
stopped,
to chill.
but it's cool, whatever.
Right,
Like,
stop
it's
by,
good,
say
it's good,
hi.
just-
Hey,
Make
I
sure it
work
was good.
right.
Yeah.
you should
But deep
work
down
at the
inside,
shop.
it's just because he was like, "Hey, what's up? You fit me in real quick."
Yeah, he wanted
Deep down
a
inside, he
lining
wanted
every
a
other
lining.
He's
day.
like,
Hey.
he's like, if I show up every day, he's like, at the end of the week, I know they're gonna fit me in at least.
Yeah,
No,
he's like-
but hey, bullshit aside, I never gave y'all hell if y'all couldn't fit me in.
No.
Because
No,
I
no,
understand.
no, no, no.
If it was your- no, if it was your mistake, then it's like, bro, you fucked up.
Hey, I got
Bro.
engaged. Shout out to wifey. I got engaged, and Jesse tells me at my engagement party, with all my emotions so high up, he's like, "Hey, bro, did you put me in for the next few Fridays?" I'm like, "Bro, I'll do it in a little bit, bro."
Right.
Shows
He's like,
up
let
next
me
Friday,
make
like,
sure
he
in the
was locked
moment.
in.
he FaceTimes me next Friday, like, "You forgot, didn't you?" I was like, "Bro, I'm sorry. I was so excited, bro. I was engaged."
Oh
Hell
my
yeah,
God.
dude. I mean, yeah.
I feel
That's
like
how
with
it
the
is.
barber industry, I feel like I'm the little brother and big brother all at once.
I mean, I could vouch for when you started. Because,
yeah.
oh my God.
No, it's his fault as a client. All
It's
right,
actually
we're gonna
crazy.
get it.
Leroy,
Listen,
was,
we're gonna get
Leroy
into
was
this.
supposed to cut my hair, but he got sick. He's like, bro, I got somebody to cut your hair like
No,
last minute.
We're
And it
gonna
was
get
for a
into
party.
this. We're gonna get into this.
Yeah.
All
And
right,
he
you called
cut my
me.
hair.
No, you called me,
you called him,
and
he's
I
like,
said,
I got a
"Hey,
barber here.
yeah." I was like, "Jordan could cut you up." You're like, but is he good? I was like, bro, trust me, I wouldn't sit you down with him if he wasn't good. And you're like, yeah, but I don't know. Can you explain to him what I get? I was like, bro, I haven't really been cutting your hair, but yeah.
So
You
look,
actually used to get a comb over, right?
we're gonna get into this, please. And this is for the clients, right? If a new barber's cutting your hair, do not put pressure on them.
I didn't know he was a new barber though.
The easiest way to get
I
a
didn't
fresh
know.
cut from a new barber, right? I wasn't a new barber, but you were new. So
Technically,
if
you were a new client.
you were a new
True.
client.
He wasn't a
So
new
if you have
barber.
a new barber, right? Do not put pressure on him. You legit sit on the chair, and be like, bro, do what you do. All I care is that I want a mid fade or a high fade. Do what you do though.
Do not come in
He
and
sat
say,
on the chair.
is he good?
He's like, hey, are you good?
Yeah.
And instantly I was like, fuck.
Instantly, you felt the pressure.
Hey, instantly. And then he
Yep.
sits down. He goes, all right, I want a high fade, tight, super tight. I don't want to see nothing. He was like, then I want to comb over like this, trim the top a little bit, but about this much, maybe a half inch, maybe a little less, but it got to be clean.
Hey, you doing
He was like-
enhancement?
He was like, you do enhancement? He was like, and don't fuck my lining up either. And then instantly I was like, man, why the fuck did
I
say
didn't know
yes
he
to that?
was new though.
I'm like, why did I say
Yeah.
yes to this? Instantly, bro, I think it took me, no lie, like an hour and a half to cut his hair because I was like, he's going to look at every
because you
little
started
thing.
second guessing yourself and
Yeah, I
wanted to make
started
sure it was going to be perfect.
100%.
So- It's funny that you said, because I told Isaiah the other day, I said, as a barber,
He fucked my confidence level.
you
all the
have
way
to
up.
be confident, not cocky.
Yeah, 100%.
And I think there's a big difference between cockiness and confidence.
But
yeah.
sometimes you have to fake your confidence, especially being a new barber, because you have someone come and sit in your chair and you know what I mean? They're like, hey, I want this, this, that, and that. And you know what I mean? And there's been sometimes when I first started, when someone's like, hey, let me get this cut, whatever it is, let me get a low fade and, you know, this in the beard. And I'm like, yeah, dude, I got you. But in my mind, I was like, I don't even know how to do that shit.
But
You got to
that-
improvise.
But you got to
that's-
pretend that you know how to do it.
But if I knew he was a new barber, I would have approached him different. I didn't know he was a new barber. I just thought he was new working at your shop.
no, for sure. But which he was.
I was
He was new.
bold.
He-
No,
he
but
was
like,
probably-
you working at
no,
his
like
shop
I
at a
didn't
new
know if he
barber.
came from under the shop.
But no, he
You
was
know what I'm
probably there,
saying?
what, like a month, if that?
Yeah.
But then, like, that's what I told him. I was like, as a barber, you got to be confident. Like you say, even if you got to fake your confidence, because if somebody comes in, you're like, hey, man, are you good though? Are you going to hook me up? You can't be humble and say, yeah, man, I think I could do a good job, bro.
Yeah, because then they're
'Cause
not
the,
confident.
con-
They're like,
the
nah.
client's going to be like, nah, I'm good. But if you say, bro, I'm going to take care of you, you probably messing him up. But it's like,
But
he's not going to know that.
Yeah,
you
he's
know,
not.
like,
Right. But
But-
I mean, think about it. Like if you show up in confidence and you're like, yeah, bro, I got you. 9 out of 10 times, they don't even ask for a mirror at the end of the haircut.
exactly.
But
Because
if you're like, yeah, bro, like I think I can do that. 9 out of 10 times at the end of the haircut, like, hey, bro, can I see the mirror real quick?
Yeah,
And I-
then
And now you
at
just
that
screwed
point
yourself.
you're fucked. Yeah,
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 at
Yeah,
that
dude,
point, yeah.
exactly.
I feel like clients also know though, like if your confidence is not there, they're gonna know off the jump. Like
Anybody can
based
do that,
on
dude.
based on how you hold the head, based on how you stretch the skin, based on if you're being aggressive or not, like that goes a long way.
even just as far as like grabbing your clipper from
Yeah,
your
like,
station,
you over
just
there
like,
grabbing it and you're like,
He was
Oh,
no, he wasn't nervous. He wasn't
Damn, that's
nervous
fucked
I wasn't
until he
nervous.
grabbed the blade.
yeah. Till I
Once he
the
grabbed
blade.
the blade, his hand was like I was like,
I was like,
oh
fuck.
shit.
all right, but let's fast
I'm
forward
gonna
now.
need stitches.
Let's
Let's
fast
fast forward
now.
now.
No,
You
but
sit in
now,
his chair.
no,
How do you feel?
he fucked. I'm gonna be honest. His first haircut he did to me, he fucked me up.
That's messed up,
He
bro. That's even
fucked
going on
me
there.
up, dude.
That's messed
Like
up.
to the, it was
That's
for
alright.
a party, dude. I was like, oh my god, bro, I don't want to be looked at. No,
And then out of all people, Jesse.
but now,
Yeah.
oh, this nigga's a beast, bro.
All right,
This
1 to
nigga
10.
has, like,
what do
most-
you rate your
most-
haircut from then to now?
1 to 10.
He don't got a scale.
Oh,
Ooh, I'll take
Wow.
that. I'll take that.
His,
I'll take that.
His
it looked like
fades,
it looked
bro,
like
are-
you're trying to get a
his-
free cut.
No,
Wow,
but
yeah.
I'll pay for his fucking skill.
All right, we'll pay him right now in advance. Let me see.
His cuts now super
Zell.
crisp,
Zell.
super crisp. But back then, fuck you.
Oh wow,
Hey,
Danny. Hey, Danny
Right,
showed
but
mine.
he came a
Danny
long
showed-
way. He came a long way.
Hey, that boy went to that party upset.
Yeah, he probably
I
didn't
can't
even
say
go.
that about you because I when I started with you,
He already had years.
you were
in.
already there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Same thing with Trace. But
been there.
I started when he started.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
True.
He's got to see the progress in me.
But now, if a client like you that's so picky doesn't sit with a beginner barber, will he ever grow? It's like saying you're playing basketball at a pickup game, and you're like, no, I want to play. Or better yet, export. Let's throw it out there. You go to export at the Brickyard. There's one side
Shout out to the
that's
Brickyard.
like kind of like it's kind of like for people that don't really play, and then you got the other side where it's just like you see those
it's
are the
nothing but
hitters.
ballers. It's
So
straight
if
ballers.
you stay on that right side all the time, and you're like confident because you're like, okay, it's not crazy here. At some point, you're gonna have to play
You got
Against
to
the
throw
ball.
yourself on the hitter
6'2"
side.
a
Yeah.
guard that can shoot from anywhere and drive in and dunk it in your face. So that's kind of what happened to Jordan. It's like, hey, you have to sit down that client that knows exactly what he wants to boost that confidence.
Yeah.
To now say, what happened to you? Hey, yo, I'm on a roll. I feel like I could do any haircut. Isaiah used the 0 the other day he went higher and tighter on the haircut, how he's supposed to.
Yeah.
I was impressed with the haircut because he didn't even have guidance. He didn't have help. Nobody said, hey, do this here, do that there. When he finished that haircut, I just happened to look up. I was like, yo, like you snapped. Took a picture of it, took a picture of him cutting the hair. He used it. He was staring at it for a minute. He goes, hey, I feel like I could cut any haircut right now. And literally,
And
that was like
that's
a
a
few
fire
days ago.
feeling.
Coming off that high.
He's on that high now. Jordan goes, hey, forever you're gonna be chasing that high of that first haircut you did.
Yeah.
That just
100%.
made it that great. So now, because he stepped it up to a different level, which you made Jordan step it up at that time, he feels like he's unstoppable now.
Yeah.
And that's the
good.
confidence
way to
that,
think.
that we need.
That's the way to think.
100%. Yep.
Yeah.
That's what they
100%.
need.
For sure.
Yeah, man, that's what we do. We just
That's how
just
do
chop it up at the shop, you know?
That's what we
Chop
do.
shop.
I mean, lately,
Chop,
lately I've been canceling a lot of people. You know,
You've been canceling a lot of people. Yeah.
You're
You've been, yeah, you've been overly
getting a little
booked.
overly
The
filled.
only barber that doesn't cut hair has been super booked.
Right.
now.
Yeah. So
it's crazy.
Come on,
He got,
man.
he got
Hey,
a lot on
it-
his plate.
Right, be like that.
No
IVPs, dude.
bueno.
And the
All right.
TYs.
But yeah. Anyways,
TYLs.
back to it. It's cool. It's inspiring hearing like everybody else's stories. You know, Jeremy starting. You know, he's been a veteran. How long you been a barber for now?
Man, 18 years. bro.
18 years, dude.
18
And then
years.
going to Jordan. How long
Fire.
you been a barber for?
About 5 years now.
About 5 years. Okay, so
Fire.
I'm coming up around like 10 years being a barber.
So you're
And,
in between both of us.
I'm in between both of you guys. You know, a little old school, a little new school, stuff like that. But you know, I feel like my story just is different. And not to change the demeanor of like the chat, but I started barbering because I was like in a very lost place in my life.
But that's how you,
That's
how
fire.
you started.
That's fire.
That's what we want to know.
Yeah, and you know, I was in this program, I guess what you can call it. And through the actions and my decisions of life, you know, I didn't really have family by my side. I didn't have friends by my side. And it kind of felt like I was kind of like in like a solo thing in my life. I was younger. I was
Sure.
probably about like, I think I was like 18, just turning 19. And I'm in this program and I'm all alone and I see these people clicking up, they're hanging out, they're doing all these things. I'm like, man, dude, that's fire. And I see this one dude who's cutting hair. And I'm like, dude, that dude, everybody want to be around that guy.
Yeah.
I was like, everybody likes that guy. And you know, that was my initial drive to being, man, I want to be a barber because I
You
had
wanted to be-
nobody.
You wanted to be that guy that
I had
everybody.
because at that time I had nobody.
And barbers are always surrounded.
Always
with
surrounded.
somebody.
I had nobody. I was alone. And I was like, if I can become a barber, everybody's going to want to be around me. And I ain't never going to feel alone ever again, no matter what happens in life.
That's fire.
So that's when I started. And then, you know, I became friends with this one dude. You know, shout out to Tone. Man, we haven't seen each other in a long time. Life decisions that drove us in different directions. But I want to especially thank that guy because same thing, man. I went to Walmart, bought my first little clippers, those wall clippers where it had all the different color guards. And even on the clipper itself, on the face of the clipper, each color,
had the number.
it reminded you of what
All
number
right,
each
what
color
color
was
is
for.
number 4?
Shit, I don't even
Orange.
fucking remember. Was it
Orange,
orange?
orange.
Oh my, dude, I don't even remember. So, yeah, man, he let me, you know, cut up on him and practice on him. Same thing. He got one with the grain and just like a high tight fade. And I just remember like lining him up with clippers, not even having trimmers, no nothing. And I'm talking like, bro, like when I say I knew nothing, dude,
Yeah.
nothing. That I used to go into a barbershop to get a haircut. I know it's hard to tell because I know I don't got hair no more. So let me just put that out there before you guys guys try to run it at me. I used to go into
You don't got hair?
I've
Look.
never seen Trace without a hat.
Honestly, my hat don't come off. I never see myself without a hat. But no, I used to go into a barbershop knowing that I couldn't even get an appointment. Well, there was no appointment, it was walking only. And I would sit there and I would watch them cut hair. And I would sit there and then someone would come in after me. I'd be like, hey, no, bro, you go in front of me.
Because you wanted to
you
sit
wanted-
there.
you wanted
Because
the
I would
experience,
sit there
yeah.
and I would watch. At the time, I was living in Waukegan. And, you know,
Main streets walk.
walk down, you know what I'm saying?
Walk down.
And you know, so I started lining up with my friends and stuff like that, and my guy Tone, and you know, I didn't have a trimmer at the time, so you know, I'd line them up with the clippers and everything. And I'm talking like, dude, I'm so bad. I'll give you an example. I'm so bad that obviously, you know, I'm trying to line up the front and I don't even tap the clippers. I'm dragging them
Oh my
across
God.
the front of his head, dude.
Thank God there wasn't zero grab.
And when I'm saying,
Imagine.
dude, like after
Straight
haircuts,
line.
he would have like a scab
Oh, so it was.
So they were
on,
they
his,
were
on
zero
his
cap.
whole lining, bro, because I didn't know what I was doing.
Okay, a permanent line.
And you know, then at the time, I was working for my grandfather. He owned a furniture store down the south side, and Jeff Rowe Furniture, 71st and Jeffrey. And this
Cubs
is
all
when,
day, baby.
yeah, okay, yeah, right. I started practicing on coworkers of mine too. You know, at this time, you know, I'm doing this kind of nothing but ethnic hair. You know what I mean? Which is very different
For
because
sure.
obviously I'm a white guy. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it's a big thing. You know what I mean? For them, like even
You're
to be able to
white?
have like the trust for them. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know anymore.
I still think to this day you're Irish.
Bro, I have 0% Irish
You're
in me, bro.
Scottish. You're Scottish.
Scottish, zero Scottish. I'm Swedish. I'm mainly German for, you know,
For the viewers.
for the viewers.
viewers.
I'm Swedish and German.
You for sure are
You know, I'm
sweet.
saying Swedish.
Yeah, you're
You
sweet
know, I
for
got,
sure.
I got a little sweet in me. But yeah, man. So I started, you know, cutting up that, and I just kind of kept getting better and better and better. And then, you know, friends would recommend friends on. You know, I'm starting to couple a little bit more people. People recommending this.
Oh, word
And you
of
know,
mouth.
this is also,
It's all word of
you know what I
mouth.
mean? So we're talking, man, 18, we're talking 2008, you know, I'm born in 90. So we're talking 2008, you know, internet's starting to get big, things are starting to change, and, you know, YouTube is starting to blow up. So I'm like, all right, cool. So like, I'll be in my garage, people start coming to my house, be in my garage, and be like, hey, dude, like, let me get, you know what I mean? Like 8 on top and a small taper. I'm like,
For
yeah,
sure.
dude, like I got you. And
Go
I'd be like, hey,
YouTube it.
I'd be like, hey, let me just use the bathroom real quick, bro. I remember running into my little computer room and I'd watch a quick YouTube video on how to do it 4 in a taper. And I'll do that and I'd run back out and I'd be like, yeah, dude, I got you. Like how we talked about before, confidence, bro. Like
Yeah.
I was so thirsty, bro, to become like the best of what I could do that I didn't even charge money for it.
Do you think that's what's made you who you are today, though?
100%.
Yeah, because if you're not charging, it's because you're doing it because
Dude,
you are the love. You want to be
The
good
love
at it.
100%.
craft, yeah.
Still to this day, dude, you know, I'm in the suburbs. I'm in Waukegan. I'm moving to North Chicago. Now I'm in Zion and stuff like that. I'm driving, dude, to Grays Lake, dude, 30 minutes away to do a free haircut as someone
Yeah.
at their house, bro.
Yeah.
And I'm talking, I got
Dedication.
3 people who I caught. I got 3 clients. That's it, 3 clients. And I'm thirsty every week, bro. Hey, let me cut your hair. Oh,
yeah,
I
well,
can't
you're
be- come on,
calling
bro.
them. Hey,
I'm
can
like,
I cut
hey,
your hair?
I'm like, dude, come on, bro. Like, yeah, you do. You need a haircut. You need a haircut, dude. And I'm talking about thirsty. And then at the time, I was like, man, you know what? I want to perfect my craft and like take it longer. And for me, it was never about the money. I'm gonna be 100% honest with you because in the beginning, I wasn't making no money.
Right.
Someone threw me $5-10. I'm like, hell yeah, dude. Back then, $5 is 2 gallons of gas easily.
Dude, you make
Hell
20
yeah.
bucks in 4 haircuts. You're like, yo, I made 20 bucks
Dude,
today.
$20 goes a long way, dude. We're talking about, you
That's
know, before
crazy, bro.
we're
Times have
talking
changed.
before the market crash, everything
Yeah.
in 09, like shit was different, bro. You know what I mean? And I didn't have no guidance like Isaiah, which is awesome. You know what I mean? Or like, you know, maybe like, you know, other people who have people to look up to, like other aspiring barbers. You know, social media wasn't really a thing. Like I think I just made a Facebook.
Yeah,
when
no, I
was,
think
like-
we were
when
still
I
on
was, like,
MySpace.
yeah, dude, like,
Me
for,
and
like
sure.
MySpace and stuff like that, where I was like, you know what, like,
That's wild.
you know, I'm gonna go to school for it. So that was my thing. So, you know, I do have my license. So I went to I actually went to cosmetology school.
Show off.
Dude,
show off.
hey,
That's
bro,
like the high
I'm
end,
gonna
bro,
be
but it's
honest,
cool.
dude. I'm gonna be honest, bro. I looked for barber schools. I looked and I couldn't really find any like in my area at the time. A lot of people are all just self-taught.
But if you look at it now,
It's because
you have something that we would all
I'm
love to
grateful
have.
for. I'm
'Cause you not only can
completely
you
grateful
cut
for it.
fire haircuts, like fades, blowouts,
Yeah, dude.
beards, but you can also
Dude, so
do
I'm
women's hair.
exactly. So I'm extremely grateful for going to cosmetology school. In the beginning, I was embarrassed. I'm gonna be real. I was embarrassed, bro, because it was a school for girls. I'm over here hanging out with these dudes that, you know, some serious people. You know what I mean? And for me to be like, oh yeah, I'm going to cosmetology school.
yeah.
Like, bro, that's just embarrassing, dude.
Yeah.
I told
you
nobody.
know what's crazy is so back then it was embarrassing. Now there's barbers
going.
right? Going or wanting to go to cosmetology school
Well,
because they want to learn.
You
how to
look
cut
at Los
women's hair.
Cut It. Shout out to Los Cut It. Everybody on the baby list team, obviously, right? Shout out to everybody. But like you see Los Cut It, or you see all these celebrity barbers doing women's hair,
Yeah,
and you're like, yo,
It's
knowing
a big thing, dude.
knowing
should
how
go
to,
to- I
how
should
to
go to-
dye hair,
It's-
knowing
it-
how to do a blowout
Man,
on
dude,
women.
I keep telling people, like, obviously clippers is the thing for barbering, But with this new age barbering, dude, it's 50% clippers, 50% shear work. I
Yeah,
promise you, dude.
100%.
I agree.
Not everybody wants a 4 and a blowout.
You know what's
4
crazy?
and a mid fade.
What's crazy is when I
this.
started cutting hair, right? When I started cutting hair, the trending haircut was a comb over.
Oh,
Bro.
still to this day, that's just a,
Yeah.
a
No,
trending haircut.
No, I'm talking about like every other client wanted a comb over.
100%.
And I remember telling Jeremy, I'm like, I fucking hate this haircut. And he's like, why, bro? It's so easy. You know,
I used to tell him it's so easy.
bro,
He's like, no,
he
it's
broke
not.
it down to me, and I'm like, bro, I don't know how to use shears. I fucking taught myself how to cut hair. Like, what am I supposed to do? And he's like, bro, you'll get it. Trust me. Now, bro, breeze.
Now he
Now,
he
exactly.
prays for a comb over.
yeah, now I pay for
Dude,
bro.
exactly. Because sometimes that shear work is, it's faster than a fade.
Yeah,
Wait,
100%.
Let's be real.
Hey, you know what?
100%.
Respect to you for sure, though, because I would recommend any barber starting out, including Isaiah, go to barber school, like, or get your license. Because me, 18 years in now, I was School of Hard Knocks, but now
Yeah.
fast forwarding, I limited myself to not being able to do
Opportunities.
a lot of things
Yeah.
because you want to enter a show, you want to enter a competition
You want
want-
to be cutting for those brands.
for these brands.
Dude,
everybody
know,
asks for a
elegance.
license.
And that's what I was going to say is a license can
Level three,
take you
level
so
three.
much. A license can take you so much further in your career
100%.
than not having one nowadays. Like you said, barber brands ask for
100%.
licenses. You want to go to some of these beauty shows, you need a license in order
Yeah.
to buy a ticket. You know what I mean?
Facts.
It's
you
just-
want to you want to go to certain beauty supplies, they're gonna ask for your
exactly,
license.
exactly. The beauty supply that I
Hey.
go to right over here on North and Kenzie. Shout out to them. They're awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You need a license to go in there, bro.
100%.
I love it.
Just to
I
give a
love
shout
that
out.
spot, bro.
I'm gonna give a shout out. Shout out to Fidel.
Oh, Fidel.
The
Oh.
city knows Fidel.
Every
If you
barber
mark
in the
this
city of
territory,
Chicago.
If you a
Shout
real,
out Fidel.
if you a real barber in Chicago, you know who Fidel is.
Hey,
Shout out
that's
to
a good
Fidel.
one, man. We got to
Man,
bring
shout
Fidel
out
in
Fidel.
one of these
He's a
days.
beast.
You know how
dude.
much Fidel done
He's a
came in
beast.
clutch?
But yeah, dude, long story short, for me, it was never about the money in the beginning. I can truly, no lie, no nothing on everything that barbering saved my life at one point in my life.
Judge.
And I agree.
And the money was just a positive, it was just, it was an add-on, dude.
Hey.
It was a reward for everything that I've learned, bro.
But I agree. I definitely agree on that because I feel that because of the fact that you didn't want the money, you loved it even more. That when the money would come, it was just like, yo,
Dude,
I get paid to do this.
It was
I
a
get money
reward,
for what
bro.
I love.
It was a reward.
And that's what I love about it, bro. Like it is cash money. One thing I will say though, to a lot of barbers out there starting right now is plan ahead, man. Plan for the future because we don't have what is it called? Retirement. We don't have life insurance. We don't have a lot of benefits. So we got to look for that on our own and pay out of pocket. And that's if there's one thing I do regret starting from the jump was like, why didn't I look into these things?
And you know what? Exactly. And I remember in the beginning, like right when I started like working the shop, it was actually Leroy, the sponsor of this podcast right now, Leroy Avenue Barbershop, Leroy Silva, my man.
for
That
sure,
dude
man, for
has,
sure.
man, if I can't even touch the tip of the iceberg with how many stories I have of that man, how much that man has helped me grow, helped me learn, helped me do everything. But I remember in the beginning when I first started working at his shop, I was actually working at another spot at the time. And I was like, hey man, I got to keep it a secret that I'm working here because if they find out, they're going to let me go. And right now that's my bread and butter. You know what I mean?
For sure.
I had just bought a building. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying, dude. Sky's the limit with this barbering, bro. You play your cards right, like you said, you start having a plan of action, you'll be able to take this to the next level. Some people use barbering as a stepping stone. Some people use it as a career. And I remember specifically, Leroy asked me, he's like, what kind of barber do you want to be? He's like, do you want to be a behind the chair barber? He's like, do you want to be a barbershop owner? He's like, or do you want to be a platform artist? And he's like, whichever one that you decide that you want to do, let me know. And I got your back 100%. He's like, you want to go open up a barbershop down the block? Bro, let me know. I'm going to open that barbershop with you.
Yeah.
He's like, you want to go and make it on a platform to be a platform artist for the barbershop? He's like, bro, I'll be right there handing the tools with you. He's like, if you want to stand right here and work for me for the rest of your life and be behind the chair barber, he's like, bro, he's like, I will let you run my shop, everything. You know what I mean? That when I say that man is a true 100% straightforward.
He's
Not
a
only-
leader, man. He's a great
He's a leader, bro. But you know what?
Who we talking
Even
about?
more than a
Leroy.
leader, even
Oh,
more than a
100%.
leader, man, that dude is an amazing friend, bro.
for sure.
And he will
100%.
always have your back, dude.
One-
But then
100%.
it goes back to we were talking about, like when you love what you do. How many free haircuts do we still give out sometimes,
Bro, exactly. And to go on that, and I'm glad because Isaiah is here. So in the beginning, when I first started working at Leroy Shop, you know, I'm in the transition from a salon to a barbershop right now. And when I say that the salon was probably about a 30-minute drive from the barbershop. So my male clients aren't going to follow me to this barbershop. I had a couple. So when I used to, even Isaiah knows this, you know, his boy Nick, everything, you know, Nick's the one who referred him to, hey, go see Jordan, you know, Trace is busy, blah, blah, blah.
Shout out to Nick.
Shout out to Nick LaBoy, bro. He's the new shoe plug over there at
JB.
At JB Sports, you know what I'm saying? In the hip, you know what I mean? If you're trying to go get a discount here, I know he's the manager. Not to put you on blast. But anyways, ask Nick. And one of the reasons and the fastest way that I was able to build my clientele is I started cutting high school kids. And what I would do with these high school kids, I would be like, hey, bro, if you bring me 3 friends, I'll give you a free haircut. And I promise you, dude, when I say that I went from cutting, I'm opening up the shop at 9 a.m. and I'm closing the shop at 7 p.m. I'm the only barber in the whole barber shop. And I got nobody coming in. Now, I'm not even talking about a walk-in. The only walk-in I would get is we close at 7 o'clock. A walk-in walks in at 6:45. Like, hey, dude, you can cut my hair real quick. And I got no choice.
And that's the sacrifice you have to
and
make.
that's a sacrifice that you got to make. So, dude, when I would offer these kids, like, hey, bro, you can bring me 3 friends, I'll give you a free haircut. Dude, when I built my book so fast, dude, and what's a free haircut? You just made, you know, at the time I was charging $25 a cut. So you mean what's the free haircut off $75 you made? What's that one free haircut? Because now out of those 3
it's an
haircuts,
investment to yourself.
exactly. Out of those 3 haircuts that dude brought me, each 3 of those haircuts, I'm telling that same person, hey, bro, bring me through your friends, I'll give you a free cut. The next person, hey, bring me through your friends, I'll give you a free cut. Next thing you know, bro, I'm cutting everybody at St. Pat's, Chicago Academy.
So giving the free haircut
Steinmetz,
away, it doesn't hurt you.
It doesn't hurt me. It doesn't hurt you
Because you're investing. It's like you're
if you're a
putting your
new
money
age
back
barber,
into
Invest
your
30 minutes of your time.
invest 30 minutes of your time. Exactly. And if you're a new age barber and you're having trouble building clientele, bro, put yourself out there. Don't listen to what other people say. If you can give away a free haircut to gain 3 more people, that's a win in my book.
for sure.
100%.
For sure.
No,
I like
because
that.
there's a new stigma out here, bro, where it's like, you know, now that Instagram's big, now this is that, you know, people have this stigma where it's like, oh, I'm a barber, I'm gonna charge $60. All right,
Man.
hey, if it works for you, run
No,
it, dude.
A
'Cause
little
there's-
off topic. We're
Okay,
going to
go.
go back, right? We're gonna go-
I need to go back to that.
Hold on. I need to go back to something he said. He was saying a walk-in. What time? You said it closed at 7?
We closed at 7. A walk-in was at 6:45.
6:45. All right. When I started, right, I'd be fucking doing this in my chair.
Spin around in circles, what he's doing.
Yeah, he definitely would.
Spinning in circles.
That's your need a whole new grease after every day.
Oh, 100%, right?
Hydraulic
And
fluid.
then, Jeremy would tell me, he would go, hey, if you want to leave, bro, I understand. Like, it's dead.
He has
Go
done not
ahead,
one
bro.
haircut all day.
One haircut all day. I'm like, all right, bro. I'm like, I'm gonna wait another hour. I'll wait the hour, nobody. I'm like, all right, fuck it. Finally, I pack my shit. I'm like, Jay, I'm out. Call me if anything, bro. I leave, go home. I would barely be getting home. He would call me. Hey, a walk-in just walked in right now. Are you close? I'm like, man, I just pulled up home, but don't tell him to leave. Tell him I'm 5 minutes away. I would drive
That's just
all the way
fire.
back to the
Literally,
shop.
bro.
I would drive all the way back to the shop.
You live about 45 minutes away from the shop too, right?
Somewhat.
Yeah, see? That's what I'm saying. The sacrifices that you need to make as a barber.
Hey,
It's like what's gonna
somewhat. 45-minute
it's gonna
drive.
It's gonna turn you.
Hey.
45-minute drive
For a
uphill
20-minute
both ways,
haircut.
Gas $7
So-
a gallon.
I would go back, cut the hair, and I'd be like, I'm gonna wait another hour just in case somebody walk in. He's like, you sure? I'm like, I'm gonna wait. Go back home. He would call me again and be like, hey, just walk.
And I'd be like, hey, bro, are you down? I know you just left again.
he was like,
yeah.
you want me to book him for tomorrow for you? I'm like, no, I'm on my way.
But
bro.
what I loved about him was that he's like, if I just do one haircut, it was worth it.
It was worth it all day.
You know what that's called? Drive.
Drive,
Bro,
dedication.
he was driven, bro.
because he literally drove.
Yeah,
from his
that's why.
house
That's why I said
to,
drive.
like, the
Pun
shop
intended,
again.
pun intended.
That's what, yeah, exactly.
No,
So
but
you-
like, man, I don't know if you finished talking about that.
Go ahead, go ahead, go
Because
ahead.
man, it's really bugging me where the whole new barbers, and it's no shade to nobody.
No shade, no shade.
No shade
I know
for
what you're about
sure.
to say,
Because
but no
Chicago has a bad habit of creating haters, like over
It's
a conversation.
Crazy. You go to any other city and they're the biggest supporters.
So right now we start this conversation.
I
People are
don't
like,
get
"Oh,
it.
he's a hater," but it's not that we're
It's
being
like that,
haters.
bro.
I think it's like, man, you gotta own, you gotta live up, you gotta work, not live up, you gotta work your way up to that, like
it's
to
not
that
a,
pricing.
it's
Of
not a
haircut.
hater. It's a it should have been me or it should be me.
It should be
That
me.
should be me.
But my thing is, bro, like when you're charging $60 right off the jump for a haircut and you've been cutting for 6 months,
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong, you're getting paid, You're a
I'm not
good
gonna lie,
barber.
it don't bother me. It doesn't bother me. Because if
Hold
they
on.
have the platform,
Hold on.
go. I know you're gonna give me shit. Go ahead.
No. I'm not gonna give you shit. I'm not gonna give you shit. But I'm gonna bring in a question that's gonna make you double think on about because you're 18 years and you're 5 years.
Okay.
Okay. Never mind. I forgot what I was gonna say.
No, but
Damn, that's
you know,
fucked up, dude.
hey.
Isaiah was looking at me out of the corner of my eye, and I was like, "Damn, this dude feel the beams inside of me."
Fucking threw
No,
you
no.
off.
I remember I was gonna say no. 18 years and 5 years.
Uh-huh.
So do you feel like you're more mad about it now because
It took you so long to get there.
no. Not because it took you so long now to get here, because you've had most of your clients for 5 to 10 years plus. And it's harder to raise up to that $60
Okay.
compared to someone who's starting off and right off the jump, they're like, hey, I'm charging $60. And if you want it, you got it. And people
So-
are like, hell yeah, I'm gonna pay it.
So I think it's a little 50-50 for me, speaking on my personal end, because when I started, and again, it's no shade because when I started, haircuts were $15 when I started.
Say,
And-
oh well, haircuts
no.
was $10.
And if
for
you-
a house cut,
No, and if you do, so if it's haircut alone, it was like 14 or $15. If you want haircut and beard, it was $18. I'll never forget that. And in my mind, I was like,
You-
okay,
It's such odd numbers.
yeah,
Yes.
you
No,
just
why?
give them 20 and be like, hey, I tipped
I
you.
think it's $15.50 for
Because-
haircut and
yeah.
$17.75 for haircut and shave.
1775.
75 was the price of the.
If you get the 20, it's like, oh, you're getting hooked up.
Yeah,
But it's messed up because a
and
$5
throwing young Dubsky.
a $5 tip is kind of like, I would say is like the main tip,
The
right?
average,
Like
yeah,
the
I
average
get you.
tip.
10 is like, oh shit, he's tipping.
So then like
20 is like, hey,
But you
nigga,
know what? I think
20 is like, call me at any time. I got you. Don't
But
worry.
I
Exactly.
think there's a play on price with that because if you charge $40 for a cut, it's easier to get $45. But let's say you charge, yeah, I know it. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, we're right.
No,
I've been thinking about it too hard, bro. I've
the
been
thing
thinking
is,
about it too
I see
hard.
where you're going because that's what I was gonna say. But we would get the 20 regardless. So sometimes I'm like, I don't even want to do the beard for $18 because the $15 client is gonna give me $20
20
regardless because it's
yeah.
a $5
So
tip.
you'd rather do haircuts all day.
So, but my thing is, I started cutting 2008 in a barbershop.
yeah.
So I'm getting $20 haircuts.
Uh-huh.
So let's fast forward, bro. 15 years later, I got a raise of $20.
It's fucked up.
So
dude.
it's not when you put it like
that's
that,
low-key fucked up.
and that's where
Well, let's do the math on that.
not that it gets me mad.
I think that's how the U.S. works. Though.
Okay, no,
Well, no, I'm not gonna say
Look.
U.S. That's how Cook County works.
okay, but that's not what gets me mad. What gets me mad is that
You got a 75-cent
cent
raise
a year.
every year.
A year. So then now here comes, and again, no shade. It's more like appreciate what you're walking into now as a barber, because you're getting $60 off the jump.
These new age barbers, they got it, bro.
So, dude, in 3 haircuts,
I can't even talk shit, bro. They got it.
in
Yeah,
3 haircuts,
100%.
you're making your booth rent, your average booth rent, right?
Yeah.
What is the average booth rent in Chicago? And let's talk about we're on the northwest side. Our shop is located in northwest
Yeah.
side, Belmont
Belmont
Cragen.
Cragen. Shout out Belmont
Belmont
Cragen.
Craig,
What is the average booth rent in Belmont Cragen right
I
now?
would say
I would say
average is,
Belmont Cragen and Humble Park.
I would say $200.
Around
200
$200
bucks.
And if you're
yeah.
going 150, 175,
Shout out
it all
Humble Park.
depends on like maybe the size of the
Shout out
shop.
Humble Park Jeeps.
Humble Park Jeeps, for
Yeah,
sure.
shout out Humble Park
like-
Jeeps. I was giving back to the community.
Exactly. That's the fire part.
Yeah.
But let's say
Go
you're
ahead.
getting
Go ahead.
go ahead. On me.
On me, on me,
Let's
on
say
me,
you're
on me.
getting you're paying $200 in booth rent.
Yeah.
60 plus 60 is 120.
Yeah.
You got another 60, that's 180.
Yeah.
With tip here and there,
He's
you
good at
make
math.
with 3 haircuts,
He's good at math.
you already made your booth rent.
right.
So now picture, because I was at, I think it was 180 or 175.
Yeah, you
booth
working
rent.
2 full days.
In
just to get
2008,
your
your
booth
booth rent was one. How much was your booth rent in 2008?
No, I actually, that's
It was
this how
commission?
old I was working. I was at percentage.
Okay, it was commission. Yeah.
Ooh,
so I was
I
at
think there's only
percentage.
one barbershop that still does percentage. I don't know if they still do percentage.
Yeah.
But it's the one by by Reach Park. What's that called?
Final cuts.
No,
No,
no.
it's not Final Cuts. The
Reach
one on
Park.
Fullerton next to Marcos.
Oh, it is Final Cuts.
That's
Shout
Final
out
Cuts.
to Final
Final
Cuts. Every barbershop in Chicago, right? No shade. Like
Yeah, yeah.
Final Cuts.
Yeah,
Everybody,
Final Cuts.
everybody knows Final Cuts.
I don't know if they-
Everybody
I
knows Fade Factory, Final Cuts.
Fade Factory.
Man,
That's what I was
grew
going.
up getting a haircut.
Fade Factory all day.
And in high school, I was in Final Cuts for sure.
It was for me it was Fade Factory and Urban Cuts.
But isn't it crazy how we were the client looking up to the barber, and now
Yeah.
we're the barber that shares a platform
looking down.
with all these other like.
at
I
our
wouldn't say
clippers.
looking down. I wouldn't
No,
say
I'm
looking
saying
down.
looking down at our clippers, like doing the job.
Oh, okay.
Oh, like we're the ones, yeah.
Edit. Hey, you edit.
But yeah, I would say for sure. For me, on my end, I don't bash the new. I wouldn't even say bash because you said no shade, right? But I
Are you
wouldn't even,
jealous?
I wouldn't be jealous.
Do you
no.
wish you started later?
No, because I like I said in the beginning, I'm the little brother and the big brother all at once. Like
You came in at a good
I
time.
started. I
You're
started
in
off
between
at
the
the
new
end of
age and the
their.
old age.
Legit. I started off at the end of their era and the beginning of the new era. Right.
We actually talked about this.
I started off
yeah.
right in the middle. So when I started, there was no wireless clippers. I was still on wired. I was using
Hell yeah, dude.
wired seniors.
But it's crazy because now you can't even use wire because I feel like it's gonna rip your shoulder out of the
Dude,
socket.
I used to hate
Yeah, that's
cordless
just-
clippers.
Me too.
When
Me
I said
too,
they were
dude.
cheap, I was like, that will never hit.
So
And now I have
Then-
everything cordless.
everything cordless. So I started in that era where it was just like it was barely transitioning to wireless. It wasn't until I started working with him that I started getting wireless clippers. Like maybe
Jordan,
6
Jordan
months.
would buy a clipper every week.
Yeah,
Jordan was
still
always
do,
fixing
still
a
do.
clipper
He still
in
does.
between every haircut.
still do,
Which he still does.
still do for sure. It's just, bro, it's just that feeling. There's a feeling you get when you buy a new clipper. It's almost like buying a new part for your car. You want to try it, right? Let's get into it.
Yeah.
It's almost like buying a new part for your car, and you're like, I'm gonna put it in today. I'm gonna drive my car. I want to see if there's a difference.
For
Okay.
sure.
It's like that with buying clippers.
It's like when you do an oil change, if your car is faster.
Exactly. Or it's like when you get a
Bro, what the-
Hey, it's like when you get a car wash and you feel your car dry smoother.
20 weight, 30
Am I the
weight.
only one that I'm the only one that feels that?
Yeah.
When I get a car wash, I feel like
No,
my
for
car
sure.
dries
Oh, hell
smoother.
yeah, dude.
And it's faster.
And it's faster.
No,
It's
it's like
better gas mileage.
Better gas
Better
mileage
gas
off the
mileage.
bat.
Everybody's
So-
looking at you. Everybody wants your car.
The
Everybody
reason
wants
I
your car.
buy clippers is like that feeling you get when you try new clippers. But the feeling only lasts a month and you gotta go buy new
Yeah,
clippers.
so
So
Fidel
let me
wins
ask you
more.
this. Between an old age barber, I'm not gonna say old age.
No,
but,
I
okay,
like that.
so
I
between
honor
a-
that.
so
Between
Jeremy,
an old man.
hold on. Let me ask Jared before you chime in, Jordan
Yeah.
or Isaiah or Jesse. How many pairs of clippers do you own, Jeremy?
Right now.
Right now,
How
Right
many
now.
clippers do you own that you use?
Right now.
well, I don't even know how many clippers I own. I mean,
How many
but
clippers are you
approximate.
using? How many clippers are on your station?
How many
right
clippers
now?
do you use on a daily basis?
2.
2. Okay,
Which
you use
is,
your Oster Fast Fees and your Wall Seniors.
Well,
Right?
no, yeah, but I recently bought a babyless clipper, which has been my
The
go-to.
low
But
tech?
Shout out
The-
to Jordan.
yeah,
Shout out to
the
Jordan.
FX, but if I have to pick, what am I using daily?
It's gonna
I'm
be
going with my
seniors.
seniors
It's
all
going
day.
with seniors all
exactly.
day.
Jordan, how many clippers you got? Be real.
272
Exactly. Jordan owns every pair of clippers that has ever been brought out
for
on the
no
show.
fucking
Bro,
reason.
But you
Yeah.
know
There
what?
is
No,
a
but-
reason. There is a reason though. There's a reason to that.
Okay, obviously they all work different.
No,
but
but-
that's another difference is because these new age people, they got every clipper that's on the market.
100%.
In fact, I was born into the
It's-
Wall Senior.
it's-
and,
Jordan just
and
has
this
an addiction.
TL9.
Back in the day when Jeremy started, or even when I started, the clippers that you use was a senior or a master.
Okay,
That's it.
I started off with seniors. So let's get that started. I started off with seniors, and that's only because I watched a YouTube video and they said if you use masters, it might go into the skin. And I was like, oh shit.
Oh
I don't
yeah,
even- I
because
don't
if
know.
you use a Beyblade, that's gonna start pulling out the
Hey,
pulling out
to
the
every
pores.
barber,
Bro.
how many times have you done ripped your client's neck all the way up, going into that pore?
You're like, oh. So I was like,
Hey, and then,
yeah,
and then your
I-
hands sweat, your hands start to sweat.
You start instantly sweating. You're like,
And you get that weird like chill or itch in your body. Like, I'm so
100%.
sorry, bro.
the reason why I don't judge the new age barbers, right? Because of what he said. The new age barber buys every clipper to test them out, different fades, whatever. It's like going into a body shop, right? You go into the old fashioned one. He's like, "Yeah, I'll paint it 1,500. I got you," and he uses the same gun. You go to a new body shop.
You got a point.
You
Yeah,
go
that's
into,
a valid
hold
point.
on, let me finish.
Okay.
You go into a new body shop, right? And you're like, "How much for a paint job?" And he's like, 9,000. And you're like, 9,000? I used to get it for 1,500. He's like,
That's
nine-
actually good.
nine-
That's actually
That
He's
is
like,
good. See,
9,000.
this is exactly why
So
I wanted
then-
to ask it.
Yeah.
So look, so then you're like, all right, cool. I'll pay the 9,000. He goes into the paint booth. He's using 3-4 different paint guns, right? Each one is specifically for something. But you get that paint job and you're like, I don't even want to drive the car.
So you're telling me you
it's
got
a show car paint.
So you're
bro.
telling me you got
Okay.
your debulking clippers, you got your
100%.
fading clippers,
100%.
you got your skin balders, you got everything. You know, and just a reminder to everybody viewing, this is not to show to throw shade on anybody.
Anybody.
This is
anybody.
literally
this
just
is no hate. This is just barber talk.
This is just
Shop
showing
chops.
This
Shop
is,
chops,
this is
bro.
shop
This
chops.
shop
This
chops.
is just showing the difference between new age, middle age, old age, barber. That's all
All
we're
right,
doing.
bro. You went old age. You went this way. Dude, I'm not
We got
old, bro.
old age.
So yeah, that's why I do not. That's
All
why I
right,
do not
Okay,
discriminate.
but now this is where it turns into like a discussion,
Okay,
which is
go.
what I love. You got what new clippers, right?
So
Different,
scared right
different
Correct.
paint
But
guns,
shout out,
different.
shout out to Stylecraft because I've
Yeah,
been
for
using
sure.
Stylecraft like crazy
Stylecraft
right
has
now.
been
Yeah.
fire.
They've
But
been,
let's
they've been
say-
stepping it up.
You got the best clippers, the new age clippers, the modern clippers, right?
Correct.
And then you got the easiest way now to paint a car, the fastest way to paint a car, because you got modern like equipment.
Okay.
But the real question is, do you go with experience or do you go with new?
Both. Both.
That's a good one. Because now
I'll go
I
with
could
both.
use
Because
there was a challenge out there going out for all the barbers, I think like around the country, where go buy a Walmart clipper and let's see your best haircut
there
with a
was,
Walmart clipper.
there was.
Because of experience.
Who's doing it? 360 GZ.
Yeah, I remember headquarters, Chris. Shout out to Chris headquarters. I
360
remember they
GZ
started it too.
headquarters. Chris Basio. They were all doing YouTube videos on using Walmart clippers, nothing else, only Walmart clippers, and their cuts were still coming out.
But that's
fire.
what I'm saying. Like now, and again, it's no shade because
But-
I use enhancement, but now you got. I started at a time when if you messed up a haircut, enhancement couldn't fix it.
Okay,
'Cause it
let me
didn't
ask you this
exist.
now. Let me ask you this though. You go to a body shop, you got rust, right?
Go.
Do you put Bondo or do you put fiberglass? Or do you leave
it
it
all
at it?
depends what's better at the moment for that car. So that's where you go with your experience.
Oh, that's where you go with the experience.
That's
But
where you go with
I'm
knowledge.
saying now they're using it as far as like, all right, or better yet, Bondo or do you cut it out and put new metal?
Metal.
Okay, but it depends now
Okay,
how
but that's
bad how bad
bad
it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we could go on here all day
All
with
day
this.
for sure. But the reason why I say I don't give them shit about it, right? Is because obviously it took, and this is not to throw shade nowhere at the older barbers. It took them years to
I mean, I'm
master.
getting frustrated. You guys keep calling me old already. Bro.
No.
You wanted it, now you
All
don't.
right, here we go.
So
I'm
look,
owning it now.
it takes them years to master a craft. Now they're picking up on it so fast, bro. And yes, they use enhancement. We use enhancement.
I
I'm
use
not gonna say-
enhancement.
But
Yeah,
I'm
I'm not mad at that.
People are
I'm not
picking
mad
up
at
on it
that.
so fast because of the tools that they're given that people
One,
weren't using.
That's what
And
I
you got
said.
social,
That's my
social
point.
media, not
It's
even just in
huge.
barbering, just along life is in
It's
general.
evolving.
Dude, you could fix a
It's-
car with
it's-
YouTube. with
Dude,
anything,
that's
you
why
know?
everybody-
It's leveled up everything, bro. 100%. Social media is leveled
Dude,
up
that's why
everything.
people be asking, where'd you go to school? YTU, YouTube University, baby.
Yeah, hard
That's
school
it.
of hard knocks.
School of hard knocks.
Exactly. You know what I mean? That's all it is.
All right,
and that's
can,
what-
you
but
can
real
use
quick, that's-
anything nowadays.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not throwing shit. I want to make that clear. It's more like take advantage of the opportunities because
Yeah.
we had
Use
to
the
work for
tools you're
so many
given.
years to get to where we're at, as opposed to now, you can make over $1,000 just starting as a barber.
yeah.
You know
But
what I
that's
mean?
why that's why Chicago has so many
But you know what?
barbershops, so many barbers, because they see the difference. I could go to college and get a degree, but doesn't guarantee I get a job. I could go to school and
Facts.
I could
That's
go to
true.
school for cosmetology,
Cosmetology.
and I can start off making $1,000 a week if I get into a barbershop.
And
or
not
if I
even
get
at a
into
shop though.
salon.
Just your friends. You could do it at home.
Yeah, 100%.
That's the beauty of like this
Of being a
hustle.
barber.
But I mean, let's be real. Going back to the enhancements, I mean, nowadays, do a haircut is meant for 3
Enhancement.
days. It's meant for
Yeah.
2-3 days.
Yeah.
That's it.
People
What-
come
what-
to get a haircut for the day of or the next day.
Oh, the next day.
Correct.
That's what it is.
Anything
That's
after
why.
that's like I don't
That's
care.
why Thursday,
Exactly.
Friday, Saturday would be booked.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Don't ask for a haircut those days.
That's all a haircut is meant to last.
3
I mean,
days
is
max.
a couple of days.
If it was
How
up
lo-
to me,
how
I'll
long
get a
does
haircut
yours
twice
last?
a week.
When I got clients that
How
come
long
in
does
and
your
they're
haircut
mad that they
last?
got to come every 3 weeks instead of 4 weeks because their hair started growing out, they're like, "Yeah, man, it just started getting unmanageable up here." I'm like, "Bro, it's been 4 weeks."
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
I'm like, was it bothering you in the beginning? They're like, "No, man, it's just as long as it got longer." I'm like,
I
"That's
can't
your
do that,
answer,
bro.
as
I
it got
can't.
longer."
Trace, I got a question. How long does your haircut last?
Honestly,
That's
bro,
messed up, man. This
I
guy.
let it last as long as I want it to last, bro.
Seriously?
Yeah, for real.
Damn, my last is about 12 hours.
Yeah,
No, Jordan's haircut definitely
Honestly-
like the next.
honestly, my last haircut was 2016.
Mine's last
I've got-
Jordan
1
has
hour.
Jordan has
hey, I got a haircut when was it? For New Year's? No, Christmas. I got a haircut at almost 2 a.m. Me and
Oh,
Jeremy,
yeah.
me and Jeremy stayed late, right? I got a haircut at 2 a.m. I came back the next morning to cut up a couple people. He looked at my head. He's like, bro, how the fuck does your hair grow back so fast? It doesn't even look like you got a haircut yesterday.
That boy got a haircut
It's
at
because
1
that
and he
big
had
headed
2
boy
o'clock
is thinking
down.
too hard. That's what it is. That's a big headed overthinker right there.
Bro, that's
All right. Switch the topic real fast. I want to get more on a personal level with a barbershop or even personal level with him because he works just at work base, right? Being men working. I want to get more a little personal. How difficult is it to balance work and your life, your separate life?
I mean,
I
man,
think-
I think for us it's different, man.
I think it's
as
that it's
barbers,
different. It's all going to come differences on the stage of life that you're in.
for sure.
Explain.
All right. Okay. So we're looking at you, Jordan.
Okay.
You got a family, bro.
100%.
You know what I mean? Kids, got kids in the family that
Yeah.
you got to, take care of.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You got me, who I'm a single man.
Yeah.
So all I have to look out for is just myself.
Likes
Okay.
You know what I
long
mean?
walks on the beach. He likes to dine in at like beautiful restaurants.
He likes
So all the
movies
ladies out there, you
sometimes.
know?
Right, sometimes, you know what I mean? So I think it all depends on like the lifestyle that you live. You know what I mean? So for me, like
Okay.
I can have more of a flexible schedule because all I got to do is worry about me and my dogs.
Okay.
I got dogs. You like Frenchies? The period Frenchie period block
Let's
on Instagram. Follow
Let's
my
go.
page.
Shout out
We got
Pickles.
Frenchies, shout out Pickles.
Chencho.
All that Chencho,
Tank.
Tank, Baby Boy, Mona Lisa,
Okay.
SSS Bullies. You know what I mean?
That's just says bullies for real.
So I think it just depends on the lifestyle that you live.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think
Well, Jeremy, you're I wouldn't say you're barely starting, but you're starting to build with your significant other.
it's for
So,
sure. It's
How
for sure
has
wedding
it,
coming
how
up?
has it been?
man.
Congrats,
let's go.
man.
Thanks,
About
How
man.
to get
has it
married at the
been
end of this year.
starting doing barbering or working when you were single versus now you got a fiance?
So it's for sure. That's actually like you brought up a great point. Depending on when you're at in life,
Okay.
because when I was single, I could stay at the shop from 7 a.m. till 10 p.m. at night on a Friday.
no worries.
Same thing on a Saturday, right? I spend money how I want to spend it. I stay as long as I want to stay. And it's not that like, oh, you're forced to leave early now, but I had to find the time to say, hey, my fiance works on Monday. I work on Saturdays. So the only day we have was Sunday. Obviously, throughout the week, we
see
have
each
a
other a
life,
little
a
bit. Yeah.
lifestyle. But when you want to hang out and you want to date your girlfriend, your fiance, your wife, like you want to keep that dating life.
How did you manage that though?
But that's what I'm saying. So now I had to cut my hours at work.
I think that's the problem I'm having though.
See, and it's something that not so man, it's hard because we could hustle.
So look,
Barbers hustle, like we're hustlers, bro. But
100%
Saturday, I had to say, hey, I'll just show up earlier, like super early. And if I leave by 3 o'clock,
You'll
I
be
still
good.
do a full day of work.
Right.
It's not what I used to do, a full day of work, but I had to find time to say I got to dedicate time to my fiance
So
and to our
It
relationship.
was discipline.
Yeah, because you gotta like date
So
your spouse. You know what I mean? Like
I
every day,
think-
damn near.
I think my problem. Well, obviously, let's put into this perspective now. Your relationships on the newer side. What you get? 3 years now? 2 years?
Going on 3 years.
Okay, 3 years now. Let's say you're together 10 years. Are you still gonna keep that same cycle 10 years?
Of what?
Of
Like leaving early?
cutting your Saturdays in half, or at some point, let's say you have kids, right? Now you got to pay for school clothes. You got to pay more food. You got more priorities on your plate.
So I think it comes
So
down.
do you pick up on hours, or do you just? Keep
I
the
think
same
it
thing?
comes down to like we're mainly barbershops are closed Monday,
Okay.
right? So now it's a work day. It's a weekday. I think you would pick up a
A
few
Monday?
extra hours, a few
Pick up a Monday.
a Monday,
Yeah, that's what I do.
and like still try to maintain. This is the thing.
this is the thing, bro.
This is the thing, bro.
I knew you were gonna say
No,
that.
so one thing I learned, man.
Just
Shout out to
something, bro.
I lived in Florida. For those who didn't know, I lived in Florida, or as Jesse would say, I vacationed there for a really long time.
What was it, Jesse? 6 months?
6 months.
7 months to be exact.
Oh,
all right?
7 months. Sorry.
But I worked at a shop out there. Shout out to my boy at Man Cave Barbershop.
Okay.
Man, like one thing I learned from him is one time we were at a grocery store. And this is to like answer like to what you're talking about.
You went to the grocery store with the owner?
No, I think we went to a restaurant that was in a grocery store. Florida's weird like that.
What kind of stuff they got in
Yeah.
Florida?
I don't
So
know.
it was like
heel.
it was like a buffet style
Yeah.
type of thing where you make your own plate, type of thing, like Mariano's.
Like a
type.
Mariano?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're in there
Hot bar.
and I'm at the line and I
Yeah.
tell him, and I'm just like, hey man, like I would love to lace that man up right there. That boy got some fresh hair. You could tell the lining will be crispy. The beard is like fully defined.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's full, like it'll be fresh. He goes, bro, I'm tired of cutting these picky clients that have
I think all barbers are.
no, but like that. This is him expressing it. He goes, I've learned to go after the client that's gonna appreciate your haircut and decrease your time by like
Those,
a
those,
bunch.
those two all around, no lining. Yeah.
Or the two on the side for those who know.
taper
With
on the side a
on
little
the
bit.
yeah, square sabers, trim on top with scissors, easy blend. You don't really got to work hard. So he told me I focus on that now because if you're gonna be telling me that person is gonna give me the same,
Yeah.
if not a little bit more, than the picky client that has the beard,
Yeah.
the fade, the perfect lining. This
Yeah.
is a little bit higher than this, which we all know.
The
a little,
picture perfect.
a little
client.
side note
The picture
about
perfect
I
one.
feel like a haircut is never perfect. It's an illusion of something that looks like it's perfect. That's why we blend. So if you look through a magnifying glass,
An illusion.
yeah, you're not gonna have like the perfect hair. You're gonna see different lines.
Yeah.
But my point is, at that point, what I would suggest to the barber is, hey man, well, look for the client that's appreciating your work, that's gonna take you less time to do, so that you can,
Clients that appreciate my work, book with me now.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Or if not, hey man, like I got a family. Just a lot of people complain when we raised our prices up. They were, and not even by much. We had
Yeah.
$5, $10
$5.
prices.
$10.
People were complaining, talking about, yo, like, hey, that's you're taking away from my rent. You're taking away from my paycheck.
Because those are the
Yeah.
people that don't appreciate your dedication to the job.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. But then, like, what about now if I want to flip it? I feel like it's never seen our way. You know what I mean? Like, we live in a society where, like, you got to please the customer. The customer is always right.
Yeah.
And that's why I feel people bash barbers from the client's perspective because they're like, no, you got to please. People are used to being pleased.
Yeah.
But when we
Catered
say,
to. They're
hey,
used to
no,
getting catered
no,
to.
no, I'm not like, you got to pay me more. This is what it costs.
I feel
So
like
I think to answer it, like long story short, I think it's just work smarter, not harder.
I get
You know,
it.
like
I get what you're saying, but I think I have a problem. And this is me personally. I think I have a problem where I'm more into the hustle. Like I'm fully into the hustle, right? But I have a problem with that work-life balance. Where if you call me, and a lot of my clients know this, if you call me, even though it sucks to stay late,
This man for the streets.
no. If you call me, right? Let's say you call me at 5:00 and I'm looking, I'm like, man, look, I gotta see, it works both ways. Cause I'm like, all right, I got a family at home. I don't want them stressing for shit. So I take on more on my shoulders, right? So if they call me, I'm like, you know what, fuck it. Come at 11:00, I got you, bro. And I cut them up. Then somebody calls me, it's like, hey, I'm about to go to the club last minute. Can you fit me in? And it's 11:45. I'm like, show up by 12, I got you. Next thing you know, I'm in the shop 1 in the morning. That work-life balance sucks for me, bro. I can't manage it. Cause as shitty as it may sound, well,
I
it
think
doesn't-
eventually that's going to change.
it doesn't.
it will.
I hope so.
It will.
So
Everybody's like that in the beginning.
I feel like people might think, okay, he works long hours, or not even people, maybe even family. They probably think like, oh, he works like that, work long hours. Does he even care to go home for a
Do
second?
you
And
think people take advantage of you because of that?
Yes.
And that's where I say work smarter, because if you can
But
say
it
no,
works-
no, no,
Sometimes he don't know how to say no.
it works both ways. So they take
that's
advantage of
that's
it.
his personal problem.
Yeah, that's the personal problem. They take advantage of it, but that's also how I win some of the clients over. Because it's
For
like,
sure.
it's like, well, I got a barber right now, but he leaves, he shows up at 12, cuts hair to 6. You know?
Okay, but now he's leaving that barber because he knows I could take advantage and I could get a
Because
haircut at
that
11.
barber has a strict
schedule.
life
Yeah.
work
Balance.
balance.
So
Yeah.
now it's not weeding out people.
but you know
it's-
what? It's hard to find that
Work-life balance.
Work-life balance.
So that was my
Because
question.
You have
How do you
people who
find
can
work-life
only
balance?
come in the morning, and you can people who only can come at night. So how do you make that work? You pick a
That's-
couple days where you work a morning shift, whether if it's you start at 6 a.m. till 3.
So check this out. I heard
You
this a
know?
long time ago from an OG barber. He said, "We don't have clients; clients have barbers." So
Mm.
therefore,
I'm
if
confused.
you
That's
no,
just
and
deep.
so therefore, you think your clients are yours, but just like that client said, "Hey, this dude only stays till 6," he went on to the next barber.
Yeah.
So technically, he's not your client.
And you know what's crazy is I'm living proof of that right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you guys obviously know I'm working out of my own personal home shop right now.
So
You know
that
what I mean?
people
For the time
decide.
being, and for people who I have cut for years, who I thought were, hey man, this dude's gonna
He's
ride or die
loyal.
me.
He's loyal.
And remember, I'm cutting 10 minutes from the shop.
Yeah. It's
10
still it's not a
literally-
crazy
15 minutes
difference.
max. Traffic.
Literally, GPS time is 12 minutes.
For sure.
And I got people who are like, nah, man, too far out of my way. And that makes me double think where I'm like, damn, people who I thought were my clients are really just, I'm
For
just,
sure.
I'm just convenient.
And they'll move on to the next barber.
like nothing.
And it's fine, right? In your mind, you're like, hey, that's
which
fine, whatever.
It is
like,
what it is. There's a
because
mi-
sometimes you're removing a headache from your life.
and you know what? Just like there's a million barbers in the city, there's a million people in the city who need a haircut.
And that's what I'm
that's where you
saying.
gotta look at it.
So to look at like what you're saying, work-life balance, to say, hey man, I might lose, let's just say this money or
Yeah.
this haircut money because if I don't do it, it's I've learned in my experience. Sometimes people say, hey, you're not gonna stay later. I've been there, done that.
Yeah.
I'm like, no. You know why? Because I've learned to appreciate to come home at a decent time on a Saturday and to go home and shower and to say, where we're going. Let's go here. And by the time I look up, it's only 5, 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, we still have the rest of the night to like
Enjoy.
go catch a movie or
Yeah, to
just
enjoy.
chill at home or order food than to just be like, dag, babe, it's already midnight. And all we did was go have dinner.
Yeah.
I could do that on a Monday through Thursday. You know what I mean? We could have dinner, but then you start to
You
appreciate
having
the
dinner at
time.
11 o'clock?
Yeah, bro.
God.
Oh, wow.
Well,
Wow.
I got a son. He got to be sleeping by like 10 o'clock,
That-
bro. He
but
got school the next
that's
day.
the best time. That's when you Uber Eats McDonald's, 11 o'clock p.m.
No, because he'd be pissed. He'd make sure he get his chicken nuggets.
Oh, he
bro.
knows. He knows.
Yeah, he knows.
He'll
Chicken
smell that in his
nuggets.
sleep.
You wake up like, hey, you want to know this?
Yeah, he wake up like,
But I think
That's
that's
my
what it
food.
is, bro. I think you need to just, it's almost like just cut it off at a certain time. Watch how it works for you. Watch how it feels. Watch how it changes your
Yeah.
lifestyle outside of the shop,
outside of
everything
working.
around you.
Yeah.
And then that's when you make a decision. You're like, no, I could stay now till like 8
thi-
instead of 11 p.m.
I
or
think
midnight.
that's where my fear kicks in though. Cause it's like, all right, bills don't stop for shit, right? Bills don't stop, like regardless. They're due on that date. They don't
But that's the beauty of what we do.
I know, but that's
Because if you need
that's-
money,
that's where
all you got to do is
send out that
stay in,
text.
not even
Oh,
Instagram, stay into
Instagram,
shop
Facebook.
till 11
Snapchat.
p.m.
Yeah.
You have your DMs.
But man,
like,
I'm not gonna lie. That's where the fear kicks in. Where I'm like, you know what? I got this due this day, and I don't know what to expect from X, Y, and Z. So I'm gonna make sure I make enough plus more, just in case something kicks me in the ass. I think that's where the fear kicks in, and that's where the work-life balance sucks for me. Because I'm always preparing for a downfall.
no, but you can't think of that because then
I'm telling you, that's what I think of.
But I'm saying, but you can't focus on that downfall because now I will take
And
my experience into.
I'm pretty
into-
sure there's a lot of barbers that are going through.
Yeah, I'll take my experience into effect.
or a lot
like-
of people.
Yeah,
Jesse,
just everybody.
Jesse, when you were in a relationship, right? And you obviously wanted to cater to your girl. I'm pretty sure at some point you dealt with you having to stay overtime. And
I prefer to stay overtime because of what you're saying, just in case something happens. You know what I'm saying?
You see, like,
But there
I
was
can't be the
times that
only
it's
one.
like I felt like, damn,
Fuck
like
this.
okay, I got my girl at home now. I can't do more at work. I gotta cut that shit off. She's already asking for me. I gotta be home. She's setting this, setting that. Like it
But
fucks with you. I ain't gonna lie. it
Yeah,
fucks
but the
with you.
thing is if you have a good woman by your side, she'll understand. But
Right.
Well,
she
mine-
stops understanding when you start taking advantage of it.
I think
Right.
That's what
mine.
it is.
Mine is definitely understanding because obviously we.
Same.
Some women don't understand the house. Oh, I want you home. Come home.
Oh yeah, my
No,
girl,
but I
my
need to
girl be
work.
like, make
I need
that money,
for
baby.
this.
Let's
We need
go.
money for this.
I
We need
think-
money for that.
I
They don't
think mine is
understand it.
understanding
Our
because
perspective.
I can't say I built this by myself. Like we built this together. Like everything we
100%.
have, we built together.
For sure.
Because obviously you're you're together since teenagers. You've already seen, all right, we didn't have shit. We still lived with our parents. To now we have our own things. We have kids. So I think she's understanding in a way where it's like, okay, I get it. But at some point, I feel like she might think like, all right, but you're almost like taking advantage of it. Like, when does it stop?
But like, I feel like when you're building is different. Like in my case right now,
Well, I'm always feeling like I'm
no,
building.
if I tell my girl like we have goals of like the wedding, we have a date, right?
Right.
There's a date, there's a deadline, there's things that need to get done. We set the goals as a team to say, hey, this needs to get paid.
Yeah.
So specifically right now in my season with
Of
my
life.
girl, yeah,
Mhm.
with my in my life, we're trying to move ahead with certain things. We're trying to pay off certain things. We have goals. Let's try to do this by this. So now with my job, I can say, well, I'm gonna stay an extra few hours a day
Yeah.
to make this much because I get to pay bills daily. If my credit card is not due till next week,
You're already sending payments by this week.
by tomorrow I can say, let me try to make that credit card payment.
Yeah.
So that next week I don't have to.
Yeah.
Or vice versa, how we've all thought at one point, it's not due till next week. I'll do it 2 days before it's due.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because we can make that money.
Guilty.
But
Definitely guilty.
I do feel, man, it all depends who you're building with, how you're building it, with the communication that you have with that.
Shout out to the women that understand and support
Yes,
you. with
sir.
that.
Yeah.
Like girl. But man, I think that's what it comes down to, man. I think sometimes you just gotta like pull the plug on that feeling.
Cold
see how,
turkey?
yeah, see how it works, man. And then at the end of the day, you can make extra money. That's the beauty of what we do. You make money when you want.
You gotta take
Yeah.
risks, baby.
Definitely take risks. Well,
Sure,
shit, I
man.
took a risk doing this, and
Like
I'm
what
in
we
the
had-
industry.
you know, and I hope this helps out a lot of barbers, a lot of just people in general
Yeah.
that don't see it from our end, but we can talk. Like we hear it all the time. We're therapists, we're barbers, we're doctors, we're whatever you want to call it. You know, but at the end
Yeah.
of the day, I feel like
I'm
we
a
have
witness for that.
we have clients that sit in our chairs that
I'm a witness
express
for that
what they go through.
because all three of you guys don't cut my hair.
Yeah.
I don't just go for y'all to cut my hair. I talk to you about a subject, talk to you about a subject, talk to you about a subject.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we feel we
And
can
I get
understand each other.
answers from you guys that I can't get from other people.
and that's
I
man,
can get life situations resolved just by talking to you guys.
and
you know what I'm
that's
saying?
and
That's
that's
the power
the
of
man. That's
communication
the
right
power,
there.
bro.
That's I feel like that's bittersweet though, because it's sweet, like because you at the end of the day you're gonna feel like, damn, I helped, right? But at some point in time when you're like burnt out, completely burnt out, and somebody's telling you a situation, you're like, bro, I'm going through the same fucking shit,
Yeah.
and you want me to answer that question?
But
Like,
you just don't want to talk in the chair because
Yeah.
you're just
And-
exhausted, going
and
through something.
shout out to the barbers, right? Shout out to all the barbers, because it's very difficult. Because you might have your first clients walking in, right? He's engaged, his wedding's coming up in a month, and he's on 10. He's happy as shit. And then your second client comes in, and he just dealt with some a relative passing, and
Sure.
you just went from having this high energy to boom, you just dropped down.
And that's people don't. That's why.
And I think that's where people fail to realize as barbers, we're still human. We still feel.
but
Like,
that's why I'm
You,
glad we're
you
doing
guys
this.
gotta force yourself to learn how to balance every situation depending on who sits in your
And
chair.
but that's why I
so
love
ain't
that we're
easy.
doing this.
That's
That
bro.
ain't
difficult.
easy.
No, it's
Because
difficult.
people like, let's say Jesse came in for his appointment at 2:00. By 2:45, he's out. Has no idea what happened for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
But because we're there from sun up to
to
sundown,
yeah,
we've seen and heard
everything.
every story that you can think of.
Yeah.
So now when we go home, it's just like, man, I'm tired. Like mentally, I'm
Yeah,
drained.
mentally
And you're not
drained.
even talking about the people who are having conversations that you're dragged into in the chair next to you.
Yeah.
Exactly. Because sometimes you hear something next to you and then just like, hey man, what do you think? So not only are you dealing with what's in your
Yeah,
chair,
100%.
but then and that's why
You
I
got
want
people dealing with divorce and they're stressed out. You got people going on to child support.
Financially,
Financially.
health-wise.
I had
People losing their jobs. Like, shout out to the people that still get haircuts and they're losing their jobs.
for
Like,
sure.
shout out to them. Because at that point in time, they can make the decisions like, look, I'm not getting a haircut until I find another job. But they're like, nah, look, I'm going to get a haircut. I'm still going to look out. They're still tipping. Even though we're like, hey, you're good. Just pay that price and
Call it even.
call it even. And man, shout out to them because like it takes a lot.
Man, I love this, bro, because I just want people to see not only what we go through,
Yeah.
but there's so much that happens that we hear it all at the barbershop that if these interviews, these podcasts, if these
Make a
form of
difference.
expressions can make a difference in anybody's life,
Yeah.
to look at life different. Right now, we're 3 veteran barbers in here with a prospect barber.
Man, you call me a
You
veteran.
know what I'm saying? Yeah, bro. Hey, once you make 10 years, that's it. You know?
Damn.
But and then with Jesse, that's in the shop all the time, but
Yeah.
has his job has nothing to do with being a
Barbering.
barber.
Yeah.
It's just it goes to show like he understands it from our point of view. And then we talk to him about, hey man, this is what's going on in my life. Like, how can I help, or how can you help me?
Yeah.
So man, the barbershop is a therapeutic place.
And also, I feel like barbers, right? Obviously, barbers take a lot in, right? I feel like barbers need to stop being scared to let their neighbor know what's going on. Cause like I hear it all the time, right? Not just with you guys. I hear with the others in the shop where they'll bring up something that they're embarrassed to bring up, and it's like, bro, you're not the only one going through it. It's all right. Like, you don't even know the person you've been cutting hair to next to for the last 2 years been dealing with the same exact thing.
For
That's
sure.
why I don't only go to the barbershop for a cut, because it's a judgment-free zone with y'all.
Yeah. 100%.
Bro, I could talk to you guys about anything, even if you guys will think about it embarrassing, even though you really don't. But
No.
bro, there's times I've been in Jeremy's chair and I just, right out of nowhere, just came
ball
down.
out. Yeah.
Came
ball
down.
out.
Yeah.
And all he had to do was, it's all right. I'm like, bro, how the hell did you know like something was wrong?
Yeah,
Because-
because it's also like
He cares enough to put himself on you
Yeah.
and get to know you as a person, not just a client.
Client.
You know what I'm
100%.
saying?
and
I think
that's why when people
that's
feel
what defines
offended
barbers though too.
that we're not really like, hey man, it's like it's deeper than hey, I don't want to cut your hair. Because
Yeah.
we build relationships with
Each and every
I would
client.
say, bro, like 95% of our clientele. Because
Mm-hmm.
a lot of the 5% is a walk-in that came for the first time,
Yeah.
somebody that hasn't came in a
Well, I'm
month or
saying, like,
two.
as
but-
far as loyal clients, clients that
That's
come
what I'm saying.
weekly or bi-weekly.
Bro, I
right?
could tell
feel
you-
like us as barbers, we really bond with our clients.
Yeah.
Like
It's
we
more than
take
just
on-
a client barber
yeah.
relationship.
we take on some of what they're telling us. Like we take that and run with it. At least me, I can speak for myself. If a client comes in and tells me like, hey man, I'm dealing with this and it's fucking me up. The rest of the day I'm thinking like, all right.
yeah, so
how's he
you go on
doing?
later on that evening, like, hey man, how you doing, brother?
Hey,
How's
how you
everything
holding up?
going
Yeah.
good?
Not only that, if you have a customer, I've noticed this. If you guys have a customer that's going through some shit, you guys are talking to them. You're late for your next appointment because you're dealing with their stress,
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you care.
right?
At that point, it
There's
stops
some people
being
that sit in your chair like, okay, don't talk to me, just cut my hair.
yeah, at that point it stops being a business and it becomes
A
a
personal
friendship,
level.
a
Yeah.
personal friendship conversation. Like, hey, I can't leave this man just walk out the door
Yeah.
without making sure he's good. You know what I
100%.
mean? So I think that it's a lot of big stuff that goes on, man. I think it's important for everybody out there to know
And
not just the
understand.
drama,
Yeah.
but like also what we go through, the funny stuff that we go through in the
Oh,
shop.
we go through
That
a lot of
is-
funny stuff. That's for sure.
I think we've been dying to do something like so everybody can see the insights of like
I definitely think the
barber life.
chemistry in a barbershop is important.
for sure camaraderie.
Camaraderie. There you go.
That boy joined the military.
I think it definitely is important.
Yeah, man. I like this, bro.
It's
I'm
good.
down. I'm down for episode 2.
All right. Yeah. Episode 2. Stay
2.0.
tuned.
2.0.
Can we wrap it up?
Let's
Jeremy,
wrap
you
it
want
up.
to close
Let's wrap
out?
it
What you think?
All right. Well, you know what, man? Let's show some love. I'm down to throw a prayer out there, man.
Oh, snap.
I'm down to throw a prayer out there and show some love to everybody and pray for everybody's needs, man.
Go
Not
ahead.
just for the barbers, but for our city.
Uh-huh.
You guys down?
Yeah,
Let's
go.
go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Father, we come before you and we thank you for this moment. We thank you for this opportunity you have blessed us with to just pour out our feelings, our insights, our visions, Lord Jesus, and our feelings of everything that we go through inside and outside the barbershop. We pray for everybody's needs out there that's in need. We pray for everybody's health. We pray for everybody's state of mind, God. And most of all, we pray for our city of Chicago, Lord. We thank you, Lord, for this opportunity that you bless us, and you continue to bless us with this opportunity so that we can continue to help, Father, and just help each other out through these moments and through these visions that we have, Lord, that it may become greater than what it is, Lord, not for the fame, not for the content, Lord Jesus, but so that it can be something that we grow with and use in our future lives as well as for those that are growing, Father. We thank you, Lord Jesus, for the younger generation and for those that are OGs already, Father, that are teaching the younger generation to be better than what we were, Lord. In your name we pray and we thank you for all these things. Amen.
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 Let's
Get
go.
it, baby.
And
Let's get
and
it.
if we're gonna clear it up, if they don't believe in what we believe in is completely okay, may that God bless you.
Oh, for sure, man.
Yes,
Let's
sir.
go.